Longtime Illinois Congressman Luis Gutierrez, Democrat easily defeating Republican Mark Lorch yesterday. J.B. Pritzker will be the next governor of the state of Illinois. The billionaire Democrat celebrating with supporters last night for cruising to victory over incumbent Bruce Rauner.
Throughout this campaign, I've ended every speech with one question, and I want to ask it to you now. Are you ready for the fight?
Pritzker will be inaugurated in January as Illinois' 43rd governor. Rauner wishing Democrat Pritzker Godspeed when he takes over as governor and preached unity to a few of his supporters who showed up at his rally.
This is a time for us to put aside partisan politics, to move forward together as the citizens of Illinois to create a better future for our children and our grandchildren.
State Senator Kwame Raoul will become Illinois' new Attorney General, the first new Attorney General in 16 years. Democrat telling his supporters there's work to be done after defeating Republican Erica Harrell.
I've worked on voting rights. I've worked on the access to health care. I've worked to protect a woman's right to choose. It's the work of my life. But I'm just getting started.
The Chicago native will succeed Lisa Madigan, who decided not to seek re-election. Susana Mendoza holds on to her post as comptroller. However, many insiders speculate Mendoza may still run for mayor of Chicago. Mike Frerichs reelected as treasurer. Jesse White winning a term as Secretary of State. Late last night, Democrats look to be on track to have won 72 seats in the Illinois House. That will put them back in what they call a super majority in the state and allow Democrats to essentially do what they want. In the General Assembly, Republicans have been in a super minority in the Illinois Senate since 2014. Voter turnout is roughly up in Cook County, while the Chicago Board of Election announcing an unofficial turnout rate of 55% last night in the city, the highest midterm turnout in about 30 years. In other news this morning, police are still looking for two men who went missing after the vehicle they were in crashed into the Calumet River on Chicago's far south side over the weekend. Rescue crews continued searching the river yesterday for Devontae Searcy and Demetrius Hendricks. Search began after the car went into the water early Sunday near 136th and Calhoun. An investigation is underway following a deadly shooting this week in the southwest suburb of Crest Hill. Authorities say Aaron Tucker was gunned down Monday in the 1400 block of Pioneer Road. No one is in custody. A fifth and final defendant charged in a huge Illinois tax fraud scheme has been sentenced to more than 8 years behind bars. Tuesday's statement from the U.S. Attorney's Office says 44-year-old Clifton Ty Robinson was sentenced for fraud and aggravated identity theft convictions. Prosecutors say Robinson of Chicago was the leader of a scheme that claimed millions in refunds from false tax returns. Illinois residents, check your cabinets this morning for a boxed cake mix. This state is on the list of states included in the Duncan Hines cake mix recall. Company is pulling boxes of Classic White, Classic Butter Golden, Signature Confetti, and Classic Yellow from shelves over a salmonella fear. CDC says 5 have gotten sick after eating a Duncan Hines cake. Chicago sports, Blackhawks move forward without Joe Quenneville, the team firing the veteran coach yesterday, naming Jeremy Colleton as his replacement for now. Blackhawks take on the Hurricanes at home tomorrow night. The Bulls are in New Orleans tonight to play the Pelicans. College hoops last night. Missouri Valley Conference basketball. Loyola beat UMKC. Kangaroos 76-45. Notre Dame beat UIC 84-67 in the season opener. Northern Illinois beat Rockford 93-54. Rick Renteria will remain White Sox skipper through next season, at least, as GM Rick Hahn told reporters yesterday that Renteria had agreed to a contract extension some time ago. The news is a service of Compassion International. You can't change the whole world, but you can be part of the change in the world for a child living in poverty by becoming a Compassion International child sponsor. Choose a child to sponsor now at compassion.com/radio, compassion.com/radio. 5:07. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Finally, all the shouting is over. We now have winners and losers. This election season seemed to be more difficult, contentious, and even painful than ever before. For all you winners, congratulations. For all you losers, you can always try again. For the American people, time to do as we always do. Come together and heal. Hey, life will go on. America is still the greatest, best hope for the world. If you don't believe it, just stick with us. We'll get you through. AM 560, The Answer.
I used to post to job boards.
Only to sort through tons of resumes.
Just to find a few candidates for
my sales team.
My hair salons.
That old process was not smart.
Then I went to ZipRecruiter.
Its technology scans resumes for me to find the right people.
And actively invites them to apply.
So I get qualified candidates fast. Smart.
See why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. Try it now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Based on Trustpilot rating of hiring sites with over 1,000 reviews.
This is a court-ordered notice. Current and former Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury owners or lessees can receive payments and other benefits from a legal settlement related to allegedly defective Takata airbags in their vehicles. To see if your vehicle is included and to file a claim, go to autoairbagsettlement.com or call 1-888-735-5596. That's autoairbagsettlement.com or 1-888-735-5596.
Where has the year gone? It seems like the holidays always sneak up on us so fast. Most retailers do their shopping in the first quarter of the year, but there are some exceptions. Fox Valley Coins in Naperville is gearing up now for the biggest season of the year. They want to buy it before Christmas. Fox Valley Coins is one of the largest rare coin dealers in the entire Midwest. The sales of precious metals and rare coins and currency has been very brisk this year, so now they're on a huge buying spree. Fox Valley Coins buy all forms of gold and silver bars, coins, and jewelry, and they specialize in the rare and collector coins and currency. Find Fox Valley Coins on Route 59 in Ferry, just north of I-88 at the Naperville-Warrenville border. They'll make house calls to your home or bank on larger collections in November. FoxValleyCoins.com. Sure, they'll buy after Christmas, but they're stocking their shelves now. Get to Fox Valley Coins on Route 59 in Ferry in Naperville or online, FoxValleyCoins.com. FoxValleyCoins.com. Dealers since 1981.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
5:10. And a check on the early morning roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Kennedy Expressway inbound traffic stop and go Cumberland to Canfield. It's 22 minutes O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 25. Roadwork delays from Nagel to Harlem. Reversibles are set to open inbound. They've been closed for overnight maintenance. About Eisenhower's. Delays from Ogden to Racine. 32 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 5 at 29. No delays to report on Stevenson. The ride is heavy outbound 83rd split where there's work. Got 4 right lanes closed right now. It's about a 5-minute delay. I-57, 18 minutes. I-80 to the merge. Bishop Ford, 17. It's heavy approaching Stony Island. No problems to report right now on the tollways. I-80 looks great. No delays to report in Northwest Indiana. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answers starts next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast? Well, it comes from the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center and our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
A windy day today, gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Otherwise, mostly cloudy with a high 50. Still breezy tonight, wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour in the evening. Otherwise, turning out to be partly cloudy, and it will be colder with a low 33. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer. 36 at O'Hare, 36 along the lakefront, 36 Midway, 34 Lansing, 35 in Aurora this morning. Your next news update is at 5:30. Continuous news coverage at 560theanswer.com. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy starts now on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Get Down to Business with Shalom Klein, the show for business and jobs powered by Tandem HR. Heard Sunday evenings at 6.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Well, 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line.
64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Take your reactions all morning to yesterday's election, both at the federal and the state level, or a particular state of your choosing. Doesn't have to be Illinois, because
could be Wisconsin.
Could
be Michigan.
The story in Illinois is going to be very short, and I don't know. Why don't we start there? I guess Tom in Blue Island has been lying in wait for us to get here and start the show. So, Tom, thanks for waiting. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Dan and Amy, how you guys doing this morning?
Good.
I called the morning after Bruce Rauner had, and I wouldn't use the word defamed, but made up a bunch of lies about Jeannie Ives. And this is what you get when you try to co-opt the agenda of the left. You can never out-Democrat or liberal one of it by taking their own agendas. That'll never work. Just 2 quick points. I believe Bruce Rauner knew all along he was going to lose. He just was not going to allow himself to have the egg on his face of losing a primary.
Yeah.
So he did what he had to do. He tried to destroy Jeannie Ives. He's okay with losing. He just goes down now as a one-term governor as opposed to a governor that couldn't even get out of his own primary. And this is what you get when you do that. And just without altering your guys' show, I've been listening to Joe Walsh for 2 weeks tell me to vote for Bruce Rauner just because he's a Republican. How can you vote for a man that just goes against his whole party? He lied to all the Republicans like us that voted for him 4 years ago.
Well,
Sanctuary City, abortion.
Well, Joe Walsh supported him. Joe Walsh supported him. Joe Walsh supported him in that primary that you were talking about with against Jeannie Ives, and the payoff was getting his wife appointed to that vacancy in Lake County.
And she's leading this morning by 1 vote.
That vacancy for a state legislative seat in Lake County when it became available, and as Amy said, she's up by 1 vote for now. So that explains that. It's transactional, which is what the Republican Party is in this state, which is why it's the super minority party, which is why it got swept out of the suburbs. The nice 1-2 punch of Trump and Team Rauner.
Man. That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Hultgren's done, Roscom's done, and it's all because of who was on top of the ticket. I truly believe that. If it was anybody else, if Rauner would have just said, you know what, I can't win this one, let somebody else who's a true Republican take over, that would have been the manly thing to do, but he didn't do that. And then he hurt all the candidates on the ballot.
And so that'll be part of his legacy, too.
I couldn't agree with you more on that. I strongly believe he knew all along he had no chance. But if the one thing he wasn't going to allow to happen was for him to lose that primary, because, first of all, how many incumbents don't get out of their own primary?
He got out of it.
Thanks for the call, Tom. Yeah,
but not without a fight.
It's very rare, and for an incumbent governor in their own primary, it's happened 3 times in the last century. It hasn't happened in 40 years in this country. So, it's very rare. He almost accomplished that, and he's going to be remembered as more than just another one-termer. He's going to be remembered as a catastrophe, not just in terms of his 4-year record as governor on the governing side, but also on the political side. He did what the Democrats can't do, further decimated the Republican Party from within. And but here's the good news.
Yeah, what?
This is what we like. Republicans and Democrats like what happened yesterday, as the 2 parties are currently constituted. So the good news is that this super minority status of the Republican Party is good news for Durkin and Brady, the 2 legislative leaders. It's good news for the surrender Republicans and the lobbyists that play both sides of the aisle that populate the titles and upper reaches of the Republican Party, such as they are. So it's good news. This is what the Republican Party wants and wanted, to Tom's point, with the primary choice they made. And this is what the Democrats, of course, want, supermajorities and complete control. So everybody's happy. Greg in Schaumburg.
Hi, Dan and Amy. Thanks for taking my call early. When you factor into the deflator index, Dan, you are in your 40s, And Amy, of course, you were in your upper 20s, I suppose.
Yes.
Yeah, right,
Yes.
upper 20s.
Right.
But here's what I would like to propose as the overall arching argument I'd like you to critique, both for Illinois and for the United States, that there is a division roughly around age 35 caused by the educational system, amplified by the media that beats it into them, further exacerbated in recent days by the Me Too movement and victimization. And Amy, you nailed it the other day brilliantly about victimization in women. And as a result, if the Republican Party does not understand how to communicate to these people, like, believe it or not, Cory Booker, if you go on to Instagram right now and you watch Cory Booker in action, he is Obama reincarnated. And if we don't learn how to do that, but do it from a Dan Proft basis of factual information, and Amy too, we're going to lose. We're going to lose in 2020 because there's too many of these people coming online, and old people like me are not going to be around anymore. That's all I got.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Greg. That's a lot there. The news in Illinois was what you'd expect. Certainly what we've talked about on this show was going to happen.
I didn't think fake nurse was going to win.
All but projected it. Talked about the terrible numbers in the suburbs from the Labor Day forward. But the rest of the nation is a little different story. So hold fast. I can still move to Florida thanks to Ron DeSantis defeating Gillum.
Can I still move to Arizona, or is it still too close to call?
No, I think you can. You have you
30,
do see
000.
Cruz's for re-election for governor, and McSally's going to win that race. So we expand the numbers in the Senate. Montana's still too close to call, so that could be 4 plus 4. And yeah, Republicans lost the House, maybe 30 some odd seats. We'll see what the final tally is. But Trump tweeted yesterday, "Tremendous success tonight. Thank you to all." You can tell even by what Trump was saying in the last week that he sort of expected that the House would go, and he was hopeful that they'd pick up some seats in the Senate, and the Senate will be particularly important, not just for all this impeachment talk, which won't go anywhere except talk, and, the upper recesses of Maxine Waters' head, but also for Supreme Court nominees, for confirmation for cabinet posts and other judicial posts. A split decision in a midterm in a polarized country at the national level, and all the Democrat it girls this cycle, Beto O'Rourke and Stacey Abrams and Andrew Gillum going down.
Stacey Abrams has yet to concede.
Votes remain to be counted. There are voices that were waiting to be heard. Across our state, folks are opening up the dreams of voters in absentee ballots.
So she's holding on hope for those absentee ballots.
And what you just heard is why she lost. Yeah, that's over, Stacey.
Go home. It's over.
Don't know how to tell you this. Pack it up. Robert in Oak Brook.
Good day, kids. How are you? I hope you took my advice. Vote and then go home and party your brains out.
Yeah, thanks.
Well,
I do every day, Robert. Yeah.
Here's a couple of good things. For those of us who aren't a bunch of stoneheads, when they legalize weed here, you actually can go get a job. Probably a pretty damn good job. Because right now in Michigan, weed is legal. You can carry 2.5 ounces on you and not get busted. That's 800 joints.
You okay over there?
Just pass them out to all the millennials.
800 joints.
Mm-hmm.
800. They had it on Fox
millennials.
News last night. 800 joints. I couldn't believe Hume said that. 2.5 ounces, that's 800 joints. So anyhow, and they're going to legalize it here. In the gangs of Chicago, they won't be able to get their $400 an ounce anymore because an ounce is going to cost $150. So anyhow, you can pass them out to all the millennials.
That was a real
and then
tutorial in the economics of the drug trade. Thank you, Robert. We appreciate that. Thanks for the call. How did you like that ballot question on the Illinois ballot?
Oh, yeah.
If marijuana is legalized, should the proceeds go to fund education? Sort of, you don't get to answer the
hypothetical.
Well, you don't get to answer the question from the starting premise. Should it be legalized? So it's if it is, meaning it's going to be, Where would you like the money spent? Can we sell you on the money will go to the schools as the means to get legalization passed? Well, of course you can. Sure.
What about pensions?
That's how we fund everything here. It's gambling and drugs. Gambling and drugs is how you fund quality schools. Everybody knows that.
Did you answer the straw question? I left that one blank. If straws should be illegal.
If plastic straws should be illegal?
Yeah.
Too
Oh, I'm sorry.
Too much of a tweener for you? This is too difficult to answer. Great arguments on both sides. No.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Hey, Craig and Leslie here from In the Know. The end is near. No, not doom and gloom. The end of the year is almost here. What does that mean, Leslie?
New Year's resolutions? The desire to make changes?
Absolutely. So right now is the perfect time to plan ahead. Why wait? Make a resolution now to meet with our team at Wealth Management Group.
Make an appointment today at investwithwmg.com. That's investwithwmg.com. And listen to In the Know Sunday mornings at 10 right here on AM 560, The Answer.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
Imagining a better bank starts with looking at the savings rates most banks offer and saying, really? Capital One is building something better. You can open a Capital One savings account with one of the nation's best savings rates from anywhere, like here, or here, or here. One of the nation's best savings rates. Opened online, at a Capital One location, or from anywhere. That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Offered by Capital One N.A. member FDIC. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
Songs have been written about it. Wars have been fought over it. And just holding it in the palm of your hands is magnificent. Silver and gold have been bartered, bought, and sold for centuries. And now is the time for you to invest in one of the most recognized financial assets and ensure your portfolio is guarded against inflation and a declining dollar. For such an exclusive opportunity and investment, put your trust in Kedzie Coins. Kedzie Coins is an accredited precious metals dealer member with family roots in the heart of Chicago. And as members of the Professional Numismatics Guild, they are committed to the strictest standards of excellence and ethics. With one of the largest selections of gold and silver bullion minted in the U.S., Kedzie Coins is your destination to buy American. Visit one of their 3 locations, Kedzie Coins and Jewelry on 59th and Kedzie in Chicago, What a Gem Jewelry and Coins in Berwyn, or the flagship store, Broadway Jewelry and Rare Coins in Bradley, just north of Kankakee. For questions or to set up an appointment, call 773-436-0777.
This is a court-ordered notice. Current and former Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury owners or lessees can receive payments and other benefits from a legal settlement related to allegedly defective Takata airbags in their vehicles. To see if your vehicle is included and to file a claim, go to autoairbagsettlement.com or call 1-888-735-5596. That's autoairbagsettlement.com or 1-888-735-5596.
I used to post to job boards.
Only to sort through tons of resumes.
Just to find a few candidates for
my sales team.
My hair salons.
That old process was not smart.
Then I went to ZipRecruiter.
Its technology scans resumes for me to find the right people
and actively invites them to apply.
So I get qualified candidates fast. Smart.
See why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. Try it now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Based on Trustpilot rating of hiring sites with over 1,000 reviews.
AM 560, The Answer.
Let's go to fire! Well, you
Dan and Amy taking your calls all morning. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. We've been talking locally at the outset here. We'll take a couple more calls, and then we'll turn our sights to the new leadership in the House of Representatives and what that portends. That's not the 3 p.m. viewing. That's your House Speaker. Mike in Plano, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Going back to the old job.
Hey, good morning. Looking at the races in the suburbs for the GOP, it's kind of a good thing because Roscoe and Holcren, these were two just absolutely lame candidates. They didn't campaign, do town halls, interact much with the constituency, and they're part of this old guard Paul Ryan type Republican Party that really failed to achieve many objectives outside of a pretty lame tax bill and some other stuff. And the thing is, but the one thing that bothers me is some of these people that were flipping over to Underwood and Katz, and these were people saying, they were lifelong Republicans and such and such. Well, if you're a Republican willing to cross over and vote for someone that far left, I question how committed you are to actual conservatism to begin with. So, if we're talking about rebuilding the Republican Party in the state, we need to reach new voters, younger voters that are fiscally conservative, try to reach into Black and Hispanic communities and stuff like that. And I know it takes a lot of work and a lot of infrastructure, but Dan, I think you're definitely on the right track.
Okay. Thanks for the call, Mike. I appreciate that. We've got a lot of blank canvas to paint on in the suburbs now, don't we? On the right track. Well,
Pat Brady was on WGN blaming conservatives again last night.
Yeah. John in Palatine.
Hey, Dan and Amy, good morning. Yesterday, you reported that Lauren Underwood, basically, I believe it was in 2016, voted while she was in Washington and also voted with her absentee ballot in Naperville, and that would constitute voter fraud. And I believe you said if she were a lawyer, she could be disbarred for that. So can anything be done about that? And it was curious that the news didn't report anything about that.
Yeah, I didn't say thanks for the call, John.
Twice, but she voted.
She voted absentee in the 2016 Democrat primary here, even though she was in D.C. You have to be a resident 30 days prior to the election to vote in an election here. So there's the appearance that she committed voter fraud. Will anybody do anything about that? This is Illinois, John. Take a look at who's in charge and then ask yourself that question and answer it for yourself. Terry in Algonquin.
Hi there. Good morning.
Morning.
Are you there?
Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So I was looking at the situation with Illinois, realizing that this could happen to the nation in one generation. I thought Illinois could be a microcosm of how we could turn this around, and if we could do it in Illinois, if we could get back to, our Constitution, our foundation, maybe get in control of education, if we could be successful here, it would be a model for every other state in the nation and actually third world countries. And I was wondering what your thoughts.
Wow.
I'm dead serious.
And
I'm wondering what your thoughts are on this.
Yes, if it can be done in Illinois, it can be done in Guatemala. It can be done in Haiti. Right. It can be done anywhere on the planet. No bridge is too far if we could turn Illinois around. I'm not so sanguine about the if part of that, Terry. Thanks for the call.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. That has a nice ring, doesn't it? She sets forth her agenda, I guess, last night. We'll have it at 5:38.
And later, Susana Mendoza's victory speech was more like a vote for me for mayor rally. But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
35 degrees. Democrats take over of the House, bringing divided government back to Washington. And a few complications to President Trump's life. In the Senate, Texas Senator Ted Cruz is going back to Washington.
But all the money in the world was no match for the good people of Texas.
First-term Republican turned back a challenge by Democrat Congressman Beto O'Rourke, whose next step may be to run for president. Multiple Democrats in red states are losing their seats in the Senate as Republicans move to control and lock down the Senate for years to come. One of the big wins was in Missouri, where incumbent Claire McCaskill, the senator, was unseated by Missouri Attorney General Josh Hawley.
I will be out there. I will be out there fighting with you. I am not going away. I love this state. I will continue to serve.
Another win in Indiana, where Senator Joe Donnelly lost big to businessman Mike Braun.
And I want to thank all Hoosiers for giving me a resounding victory, putting your faith in me, and I will not let you down. I promise that.
Georgia Democrat Stacey Abrams this morning says she will not concede the gubernatorial race in Georgia to Republican Brian Kemp, even though Kemp has a likely insurmountable lead. Ron DeSantis will be Florida's next governor.
And I think my election as governor in the nation's third largest state is further proof that, regardless of where you start out in life, if you work hard, if you do it for the right reasons, you can succeed in the United States of America.
The Republican beat Democrat Andrew Gillum. Larry Hogan projected to be the first Republican governor to win a second term in Maryland since 1954.
In this deep blue state, in this blue year, with a blue wave, it turns out I can surf, and we had a purple surfboard.
Hogan promises to roll back taxes, coupled with his very high approval ratings in Maryland. Vice President Mike Pence's brother is on his way to Washington. Greg Pence won his Indiana 6th congressional district seat. Wisconsin voters get a new governor. Republican Scott Walker narrowly defeated by state school superintendent Tony Evers. Time is running out for daylight savings time in California. An overwhelming majority voted to pass Proposition 7 there, allowing California to opt out of daylight saving time, but only if Congress approves. Pentagon officials say at least 5 U.S. Marines this morning accused of extreme hazing are in pre-trial confinement. The Marines served as part of Washington, D.C.'s prestigious Silent Drill Platoon. Turning to Illinois this morning, 2 Democrats celebrating winning traditionally Republican congressional districts in the suburbs. Lauren Underwood and Sean Casten unseating incumbents Randy Holtgren and Peter Roskam. J.B. Pritzker will be the next governor of the state of Illinois. One billionaire defeating billionaire Republican incumbent Bruce Rauner. State Senator Kwame Raoul will be Illinois' first new attorney general in 16 years. Chicago sports, Blackhawks move forward without Joe Quenneville. The team fired the veteran coach yesterday. Hawks take on the Hurricanes at home tomorrow night. Bulls in New Orleans to play the Pelicans. And if you need to rest your brain for a moment, think about Loyola basketball. Winners last night over University of Missouri, Kansas City, 76-45. The news is a service of smart911.com. Smart 911 is here. Enroll now at smart911.com to create your safety profile, which will be better. Help first responders get you the help you need. Enroll now at smart911.com. 5:35. We'll have a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher says we control our own destiny.
Do not buy this narrative that people know what's going to happen this coming Tuesday night. They don't know. They're the same ones who said they knew that Hillary was going to win in November of 2016. Don't believe them. Go to the polls. Crawl over broken glass to vote. We show up. We're going to win.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Why should I pay the same amount for a compact parking space as I do for a regular space, right? What kind of lot doesn't reward me for selflessly buying a smaller car to provide more parking room for others?
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer.
Looking to save money on Medicare Part D? Well, Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy for many plans, including United Healthcare, which means lower copays for you. Together, Walgreens and United Healthcare make saving on Medicare Part D quick and easy. So bring your prescriptions to your nearest Walgreens pharmacy and start saving today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
Doors or windows sticking? Uneven floors? New cracks in your drywall or exterior brickwork? Bowing basement walls? Does any of this sound familiar? Hi, I'm Roy Spencer, president of Permaseal. Many homeowners across Chicagoland are experiencing these symptoms of structural foundation issues. All too often I hear of a homeowner that paid for an expensive consultation just to determine the problem. Don't be one of them. Call Permaseal at 800-421-SEAL. Our certified structural consultants will thoroughly evaluate your foundation and offer a permanent solution at absolutely no charge. From Waukegan to DeKalb to Kankakee, we're committed to providing you with quality products and the superior service that you deserve. Call Permaseal today at 800-421-SEAL. When the work is done, you'll have a transferable warranty along with priceless peace of mind. That's 800-421-SEAL or visit permaseal.net.
Known best for being better, Permaseal.
Check out the newest podcast from the Associated Press, Ground Game, hosted by AP's Meghan Crane. A weekly conversation about top political issues ahead of the upcoming midterm elections. Available on Apple Podcasts.
5:38 in Chicago. A check on the roads and the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim.
In Villa Park, watch out for crash on North Avenue at Addison Road. Kennedy Expressway looks good after some overnight work cleared. Reversibles are open inbound. No delays to report on the Edens. On Eisenhower, getting a little bit of congestion now around Des Plaines Avenue and also approaching downtown. 31 minutes, 390 to the Burn Circle. Stevenson inbound delays start at Harlem, 38 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Farther south, it's heavy northbound. Past 53, there's a crash on the shoulder. Bryant, 19 minutes, 95th to downtown. Outbound 25, jammed 83rd of the split. Construction. I-57, good. Bishopport as well. The work at Stony Island has lifted. 2 lanes are now open there. No problems to report on the tollways. It's traffic. I'm Jim Palamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, breezy, chilly, clouds and sun, high 44. Currently 36. Next news coming up at 6. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by CharlesEquipment.com, keeping you powered up no matter what the conditions.
If you're talking about it, I'll be talking about it. Dennis Prager here. Join me this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Three 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, taking your calls or morning your reactions to races, states, and in other states, as well as federal, of course.
Yeah, GOP lost in, obviously, Illinois for the gubernatorial race. Scott Walker, Michigan. They have a new Democratic governor there, too. Pennsylvania.
Tweet from Jonathan Greenberg. Rauner lost this election on 11/5/2014 when it became clear they'd done no planning for a transition or preparation to govern except to hire all of Mark Kirk's staff. And then Rauner proceeded to impersonate Mark Kirk.
Yeah, and Rauner.
And Rauner suffered the same fate as Mark Kirk.
Mm-hmm. And Rauner, not a lot of people there at his, they were at the Drake Hotel.
This is a time for us to come together. This is a time for us to unite. This is a time for us to put aside partisan politics, to move forward together as the citizens of Illinois to create a better future for our children and our grandchildren.
Yeah, it's all about the children.
I'll tell you what, that is an impressive string of bromides. And it's tough to put together more than 8 cliches, political cliches, in one paragraph. He did it. That's an accomplishment he can be proud of. And it's also time for Rauner to leave because I got a flight to the Amalfi Coast I got to catch.
Oh, that's right. They're moving.
Jeff in Dundee, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, Amy, Dan. What's Tim Snyder's race look like?
He lost. Oh, that's another.
He did?
The Illinois State Republican Party chairman lost his Cook County commissioner seat.
There you go. Okay, so now that we get JB was out there calling for his supporters, are you ready for a fight? It's like, what are they going to fight over? What, a cheeseburger? It's ridiculous. When they get done redistricting this entire state, I feel the Republican Party will be extinct.
Thanks for the call,
Have
Jeff.
a nice evening.
Yeah, here's JB's governing agenda, in case you missed it.
Are you ready for the fight? The fight for health care for everyone. For well-paid teachers and a quality education for our kids. For equal pay for equal work. The fight for a criminal justice system that is truly just. For environmental policies that are based on science. For a responsible state budget. For gun safety laws that protect our families. For jobs, for a living wage, for strong labor unions. For a state that welcomes immigrants. And for the truth.
Free candy?
I don't know about the truth part. Also, he later went on to say that his first act is going to be to issue an executive order mandating that all meals shall be no fewer than 4 courses.
And free candy.
Who can take a sunrise? Sprinkle it with you.
Ed in Oak Brook, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
You know what? Even though I am kind of disappointed with the Rostam race and across the country, I'd like to know what the total amount of money that was spent by the Democrats to really win just marginal races, and will they have that same support next time? Sean Cassidy and his people were out every day. I was getting mails every day. I mean, he really worked it. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised. I'm just wondering what the total cost the Democrats put in to these efforts, and will they be able to repeat?
Yeah, it's $1 billion, and they will be able to.
For the congressional races, how much was it?
Thanks for the call. I mean, this Steyer and Bloomberg alone are responsible for $200 million.
Ugh.
You're talking about, the all in, about billions of dollars. And will they be able to repeat it? Yes.
J.B. Pritzker, he spent $171 million of his own money.
The quietest $250 million race you're ever going to witness, Rauner versus Pritzker. 15-point blowout.
Did he get
and that anchor at the top
ruined it for everybody?
Well, drowned the suburbs.
Oh yeah.
It's funny, Durkin. I was Republican. The governor underperformed in some key areas. We had a bit of a tough night. Oh, you think so?
Really?
So 6 seats in the House by my last count. The Republicans lost. You're starting to get to marrow here. I mean, there's not much left. With one pending, that's Helene Walsh, who's only up a single vote. That race will be litigated. Wouldn't put that over. And then in the Senate, 2 more go down, plus Mike Connolly in Naperville is only up, I think, 12 votes. So that's not over either. So you're talking about House and Senate Republican caucus meetings. Now that they're in the super minority, they could have their caucus meetings in phone booths. But underperformed a little bit. Oh, well, this is what everybody wanted.
Did Jeannie Ives get more votes during the primary than Rauner received last night?
No.
No?
No, not by, I mean, it's just a much smaller universe. You're talking about the entire state versus just the Republican primary. I mean, the real sad gubernatorial loss, the unexpected one, somewhat unexpected, thought he was going to hang on. Obviously, a guy who actually did turn around a state, Scott Walker. That's
heartbreaking.
Some of these states are really strange. We talked about it with Sean Duffy the other day, Congressman from Wisconsin. Tammy Baldwin and Ron Johnson. Explain that. It's like you see Scott, the Republican governor of Vermont, and Bernie Sanders as your senator. What? States, if pick a side and go with it. Be more like Florida, where DeSantis and Rick Scott basically won with the same narrow margin. No, expand those margins, but at least it makes some sense. How do you go from a socialist to a capitalist, a conservative? It's bizarre to me, but be like us, where we like our Chicago machine crime families to be at the top. Then we like to have a bunch of underlings, roll call votes, useful idiots in the suburbs to do Madigan and Cullerton's bidding. And then we like to have the Republican Party surrender to them so that we lose statewide, all the statewide races, and we continue to wallow in the super minority. And then we go through the sort of kabuki theater of pretending like we're going to have electoral competition or either party cares about addressing public policy concerns or improving quality of life. We're consistent.
Yeah,
Those states that are inconsistent flummox me.
Okay. But there's so much anger among the Illinois Democrats, and we'll play it for you later, but Susana Mendoza, I mean, she was foaming at the mouth, ripping on Rauner, and he'd already conceded by, 7:37 p.m.? They called the race at 7 o'clock, and he already delivered his concession speech by 7:30.
Probably the quickest call in gubernatorial history in Illinois.
That went by him with a blink of an eye. 312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line, taking your calls all morning long.
Paul in Naperville.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Why is everybody so disappointed in this? I've been looking for a reason to convince my wife to move to Texas.
There you go.
And this might just do it.
Thank you, Mike Madigan. Thank you, Bruce Rauner. You conspired to help Paul leave. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Yeah.
I mean, don't you want to move this morning? When I woke up, I felt a little sick inside.
Yeah, it's interesting. Sort of getting to be without point. I mean, this is what the majority likes here. Fine, I recognize that. That's not my cup of tea. So I'll either swallow hard or I'll leave, and that's the choice people have to make, I suppose. Because I know we don't want to fight. I mean, we don't want to put in the fight. We don't want to build infrastructure. We don't want to have a serious Republican Party. I get that. So it's just, at this point, swallow hard and take it or leave. Okay. Steve on I-90.
Yeah, good morning, Dan and Amy. You talk about Bernie Sanders to the other end of the capitalist. I believe it's called checks and balances. And another thing, like you mentioned, down to the bare bone. Perhaps we are with the French call it. I can't think of the word for the resistance. The French would borrow their term, whatever. We'll see where we go. You're right. Either stay or bail out. So have a good day now.
Thanks, Steve. Ooh, Vince in St. Charles.
Morning, guys. Okay, so obviously, like the caller said before, what are they going to fight over? A cheeseburger? They're going to get what they want. Okay, so we've had all different questions on the ballots, miles tax, gas tax, property tax increase, Kane County, Cook County, all over. Which one are they going to come after? They're going to come probably after them all, right? They're going to tax us on all. They're going to tax us for walking. What are they going to tax us? They're going to come and get us on the tax. Which one do you think they're going to come for?
I'm going to go with property taxes for $200.
Well, I mean, that'll continue. Those property taxes, thanks for the call, Vince, those property taxes will just continue to increase, of course, because that's really driven by local government. Mm-hmm. State government's not going to get its act together, so you're not going to change the way you fund schools, so your property taxes will continue to go up at a 45-degree angle, and I know you like that. So, that's the good news. In addition to that, here's something else you'll like. The people do like. I've seen, the polling on it's clear. They'll move to, and this is no slam dunk, even with supermajorities, but they'll move to graduate the state income tax so that, you fat cats making $24,000 a year or more pay a little bit more to the state. So that's some more good news because I know we like that. We like fat cats making 24, 25 grand paying their fair share. I mean, you can't have a free rider problem with all those fat cats making 24 grand. Somebody
asked me yesterday, too, why don't you just vote Democratic? They're going to win anyway. And I said, why would I reward politicians for bad behavior? Why are you kidding me? I had the worst experience voting yesterday because a woman behind me, she knew who I was, and she said to the precinct or to the judge, just take her ballot when she's done voting. And the election judge, God bless her, looked at her in the eye and said, that is voter intimidation, and we're not going to tolerate that here. And then she said, Amy, are you okay? And I said, I'm fine. I'm just going to go vote over here. Mm-hmm. And she made that woman go to a different booth.
Why don't you just vote Democrat? They're going to win anyway. Sounds
what
like
she said.
Was that Jim Durkin you were talking to?
No, it's one of my.
Might as well be. That's what the caucuses do
neighbors.
In Springfield, right? When a third of them voted for the 32% tax increase in 2017 and began to seal the fate that was visited upon them, sowing and then reaping last night. Not a surprise. So
It's a sad world we live in.
No, that's what we like.
And what is this? Have you ever seen this? There was people were driving up in cars and people were coming out and having them fill out ballots while they're sitting in their cars. Have you ever seen that?
Paul
what is
in
this, a
New
drive-through?
Paul in New Lenox, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hi, guys. I thought a star was born yesterday when I heard Josh Hawley
Yeah.
speak. I mean, he reminded me of you, Dan. I mean, he's so fast on his feet that I was very impressed by it. And since it just started driving, I don't even know who won Arizona, so if you could share that with me, that'd be great.
Well, Sally's ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Paul. Yeah, McSally looks to be in. Still close. It's just a little bit more than a percentage point.
Has Cinema changed her hair color again for her concession speech?
Or sexuality. So that looks to be in. Yeah, interesting, though. Josh Hawley, I think I agree with you, afforded himself well. Josh Hawley and Mike Braun.
Yeah, Mike
so
Braun.
There's still hope in the Midwest, even with the
all the governorships going to blue.
Well, not all of them. The devastating loss of Walker. I mean, Republicans still control the majority of the governor's mansions. But Josh Hawley and Mike Braun both really winning going away. Races that were projected to be very close, according to all the polling that's aggregated at Real Clear Politics and elsewhere. And I mean, Josh Hawley and Mike Braun won blowouts. So that's pretty encouraging if you're a Missouri resident or Indiana resident, which more of Illinois residents will be in the near future.
You've made the switch, and it feels so good. You've switched to Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I used to post to job boards,
only to sort through tons of resumes.
just to find a few candidates for
My sales team.
my hair salons.
That old process was not smart.
Then I went to ZipRecruiter
Its technology scans resumes for me to find the right people,
and actively invites them to apply.
so I get qualified candidates fast. Smart.
See why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. Try it now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Based on Trustpilot rating of hiring sites with over 1,000 reviews.
This is a court-ordered notice. Current and former Ford, Lincoln, and Mercury owners or lessees can receive payments and other benefits from a legal settlement related to allegedly defective Takata airbags in their vehicles. To see if your vehicle is included and to file a claim, go to autoairbagsettlement.com or call 1-888-735-5596. That's autoairbagsettlement.com or 1-888-735-5596.
Fall is here, and so are those weekend cleanup projects. It's also the perfect opportunity to get organized with Store-Lock Modular Systems, the best tool cabinet you'll ever buy. Store-Lock makes it easy and simple. It's fully assembled when it's shipped so you can get organized fast. Durable Store-Lock Modular Systems are built the old-fashioned way, made to order exactly how you want. Order your custom system that's powder-coated in-house in any color you want. They're 100% crafted in the USA, feature dividers, liners, and layouts, all made with quality materials, including steel ball bearings and heat-treated steel rollers. Store-Lock is so strong that each drawer holds up to 400 pounds. Store-Lock fits any home or business and will last a lifetime with its 55-year top-to-bottom warranty. Order today and receive your system in about 4 weeks. Call 1-800-STORE-LOCK. That's 1-800-STORLOC. And check out StoreLock.com for upcoming events.
It's time for Shrink Smoke and Gun November AR sale. All AR-type rifles and pistols are on sale. You can also get a wheel of a deal on all wheel guns with all revolvers, discounted this month. Discounts on ARs and revolvers are up to 20% off. And with the largest selection of new, used, and consignment firearms in Lake County, you will avoid the Cook County firearm and ammo tax with just a short drive north. For gunsmithing, you know you can count on family-owned Shrinks for over a half a century. And cigar lovers, be sure to stock up at Shrink's Humidors. Don't miss Shrink's November AR sale, and be sure to check Shrink's website and Facebook for exciting Black Friday sale announcements and to sign up for Shrink's mailing list. Visit SmokeTheletterN.gun.org or call 847-662-4034. Shrink Smoke and Gun in Waukegan, your family-owned gun store since 1964. Sale prices do not apply to consignment or clearance firearms.
Let's think about customization presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty Mutual customizes your auto insurance so you only pay for what you need. So why aren't more things in life customizable? Why should I pay the same amount for a compact parking space as I do for a regular space, right? What kind of lot doesn't reward me for selflessly buying a smaller car to provide more parking room for others?
Go to libertymutual.com for a customized quote and you could save.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates, equal housing insurer.
Looking to save money on Medicare Part D? Well, Walgreens is a preferred network pharmacy for many plans, including United Healthcare, which means lower copays for you. Together, Walgreens and United Healthcare make saving on Medicare Part D quick and easy. So bring your prescriptions to your nearest Walgreens pharmacy and start saving today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
Where has the year gone? It seems like the holidays always sneak up on us so fast. Most retailers do their shopping in the first quarter of the year, but there are some exceptions. Fox Valley Coins in Naperville is gearing up now for the biggest season of the year. They want to buy it before Christmas. Fox Valley Coins is one of the largest rare coin dealers in the entire Midwest. The sales of precious metals and rare coins and currency has been very brisk this year, so now they're on a huge buying spree. Fox Valley Coins buy all forms of gold and silver bars, coins, and jewelry, and they specialize in the rare and collector coins and currency. Find Fox Valley Coins on Route 59 in Ferry, just north of I-88 at the Naperville-Warrenville border. They'll make house calls to your home or bank on larger collections in November. FoxValleyCoins.com. Sure, they'll buy after Christmas, but they're stocking their shelves now. Get to Fox Valley Coins on Route 59 in Ferry in Naperville or online, FoxValleyCoins.com. FoxValleyCoins.com. Dealers since 1981.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Another tough loss in the House was a tough loss last night in the House. Dave Brad in Virginia, who had unseated Eric Cantor in that infamous primary. Mm-hmm. That was a loss for the Republican Party. We'll talk about the wins and losses, get your reactions at 6:06.
And later, he's so hot. We'll explain. But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
Democrat challengers Underwood and Kasten beat GOP incumbent congressman. Rauner preaches unity after losing to Pritzker. Voter turnout is up in Cook County, and the search continues on the Calumet River for missing men. WIND Chicago News Time, 6.
This is a Fox News alert. There was a blue wave in the House. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
Healthcare is a right. Diversity is a strength. The economy should work for everyone. Facts matter. Science matters.
Democratic National Committee Chairman Tom Perez, after his party flipped enough Republican seats to take back the House, though the Senate will stay Republican. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, there will be at least 26 more blue seats in the House come January, and House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi is in line to possibly retake the gavel as Speaker of the House.
It's more than about Democrats and Republicans. It's about restoring the Constitution's checks and balances to the Trump administration.
In New York, Democrat Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez will become the youngest woman ever elected to Congress at 29 years old. In Florida, Republican Carlos Curbelo loses his seat to Democrat Debbie McCarcel-Powell, just two of at least 100 women elected to serve in the House. Dave.
Now, Rachel, there will be gridlock potentially because the Senate got even more red.
The good Lord and the people of Missouri have given us the victory. We won.
Josh Hawley, unseated Democrat Claire McCaskill in Missouri, and the GOP flipped blue states in Florida, Indiana, and North Dakota. They kept many others, like in Tennessee, where Fox's Gernal Scott's live in Franklin.
Dave, Senator-elect Marsha Blackburn's supporters reveled in her victory, and it's mark in history as she's the first woman to ever win a Tennessee U.S. Senate seat. She thanked the president and vice president for their backing. She also thanked her opponent, Phil Bredesen, on what she called a hard-fought race, and cast an olive branch to his supporters.
I hope that they will work with us on better tomorrows for our children and our grandchildren.
She said, knowing that she at one point trailed in this race, this victory means she can't let Tennesseans down, Dave.
Well, President Trump called it the other night a tremendous success. He'll hold a news conference later on this morning. This is Fox News.
Gray skies, 36 degrees at 6:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Democrats still celebrating after winning traditionally Republican congressional districts in the Chicago suburbs. Lauren Underwood beating Republican incumbent Randy Hultgren yesterday, and Illinois 14.
Tonight, November 6th, 2018, I stand before you as this community's first Congresswoman-elect.
Sean Cassidy unseats six-term Republican U.S. Representative Peter Roskam in Illinois 6. Cook County Commissioner Jesus Chuy Garcia will replace longtime Illinois Congressman Luis Gutierrez, defeating Republican Mark Lorch. J.B. Pritzker will be the next governor of the state of Illinois.
Throughout this campaign, I've ended every speech with one question, and I want to ask it to you now. Are you ready for the fight?
Governor Bruce Rauner wishing Pritzker Godspeed as he takes over as the next governor of the state. Pritzker and Rauner broke national campaign funding records, spending hundreds of millions of their own personal fortunes. State Senator Kwame Raoul will become Illinois' first new attorney general in 16 years. Raoul, the Chicago native, succeeds Lisa Madigan. Susana Mendoza holds on to her post as comptroller. Mike Frerichs, treasurer. Jesse White, again a term as Secretary of State. Democrats look to be on track in this state to have won 72 seats in the House. Voter turnout is up in Cook County. About 850,000 ballots were cast, well above the roughly 696,000 Cook County ballots in the 2014 midterm. Police are still looking for two men who went missing after the vehicle they were in crashed into the Calumet River on Chicago's far south side over the weekend. And a warning for you bakers out there, check your cabinets for boxed cake mix. Illinois on a list of states that is included in the Duncan Hines cake mix recall now. Company is pulling boxes of classic white, classic butter, golden, signature confetti, and classic yellow from shelves because of a salmonella fear. Blackhawks are moving forward without Joel Quenneville. Team fired the veteran coach yesterday. Blackhawks take on the Hurricanes at home tomorrow night. Bulls are in New Orleans tonight to take on the Pelicans. College hoops last night. Missouri Valley Conference action. College opener for Loyola. They beat UMKC 76-45. Notre Dame and Northern Illinois picked up wins as well. The news service of Smart911.com. Get Smart Chicago. Smart 911 is here. Enroll now at Smart911.com. Create your own safety profile, which will better help first responders get you the help you need. Enroll now at Smart911.com. 6:04, check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Attention humans, Sprint is giving away $250,000.
That's right, Atlas. There are 250,000 reasons to check out Sprint this fall. Our Rake in the Cash sweepstakes is from November 2nd through the 8th. Simply drop into your local Sprint store and enter to win your share of $250,000.
My analysis confirms that's a big pile of money.
The Rake in the Cash grand prize is $100,000, and 150 winners will receive $1,000. New and existing customers can enter to win. You get extra entries when you open new accounts, upgrade your phones, activate a watch or tablet, and there are bonus entries for each year you've been with Sprint. There's no purchase necessary. Simply visit your local Sprint store for official rules and complete details.
Hurry humans, the sweepstakes ends November 8th.
And there's never been a better time to try the Sprint network. When you visit Sprint, check out our network built for unlimited and all the amazing unlimited plans.
Legal residents of United States, Puerto Rico, and District of Columbia, 18 and older. Void where prohibited. Sponsor Sprint Communications Company, LP.
Are you buying or selling a business or starting a business? Maybe you have legal problems with a business partner or employees, or are just drowning in new regulations. You need the support of a law firm that concentrates in a wide range of business law and tax matters. You need the corporate team at Kelleher and Buckley. Whether you're a local mom and pop shop, middle market business, or a large corporation or franchise, they provide cost-effective legal solutions to help your businesses thrive. The lawyers of Kelleher and Buckley focus on targeted legal advice tailored to meet the specific needs of your business. You deserve competent legal representation from a law firm maintaining a high level of knowledge about the ever-changing laws governing businesses. One that also includes accountants and tax specialists on board to provide your business bottom-line solutions. Kelleher and Buckley, LLC of North Barrington and Chicago is a legal solution provider that also includes estate planning, asset protection, life insurance planning, and litigation. Keep your business on track. Call 847-382-9130 or online at kelleherbuckley.com.
For my family, I just love cage-free eggs, and that means only buying Eggland's Best. More great taste and quality, superior nutrition too. For cage-free at its best, it's only Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
6:08 on AM 560. It's time for a dry basement and a healthy home. Time to call Permaseal 800-421-SCAL. And time to check the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Telemonte.
On Chicago's northwest side, Milwaukee Avenue is closed between Lawrence and Higgins. There's police activity. Edens is looking good. The spur is heavy eastbound. The toll plaza to Waukegan Road. About Kennedy, delays are from 190 to Cumberland and Austin to Lawrence. 25 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Outbound 22. About Eisenhower, stop and go Wolf to Harlem, then heavy western to the Circle. 42 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 31. Northbound I-55 has delays from 126 past 53 with the car in the ditch. And the Stevenson is 46 minutes, 355 to the drive. Ryan, 24 minutes, 95th to downtown. Outbound 30, there's a roadwork jam, 75th to the split. Only slight delays on I-57 to Bishop Ford. It's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center and meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, mostly cloudy and windy with a high 50. Partly cloudy, breezy, and colder tonight with a low 33. Then a breezy and chilly day tomorrow with clouds and sun, high 44. Partly cloudy and cold tomorrow night, low 27. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
35 degrees at O'Hare. Next news at 6:30, and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by In the Know with Wealth Management Group, hosted by Craig Bolanos. Heard Sunday mornings at 10.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. So Illinois largely irrelevant to the rest of the country, except as it pertains to some of our congressmen who were in the suburbs and part of the Democrats' formula for taking the House yesterday, Hultgren and Roscom, and both lost. Here's Peter Roscom conceding the race last night.
He's letting people know he's down, but he's not out. It's going to be okay. Really?
And it is a great blessing. And while I wish I had won the election tonight, I didn't. So what we do is you rub some dirt on it and you deal with it. And so that is the process that we're in. And that is how democracies work. And so, look, as we move forward and we deal with disappointment in the short run, we've got to recognize that in God's great plan, He's got a wonderful plan for each one of us. And I am so looking forward to interacting with each of you in these days and weeks and months ahead. So thank you for the encouragement that you've been to me. I especially want to thank all of Team Roscom, led by Ashley Haycock, the best campaign manager ever. David Mork, my chief of staff, and so
thanks everybody. But
it
still hurts. It still stings.
He's right. God does have a plan for all of us, and sometimes you get great insight. It's revealed to you, and so I now know that God's plan for me is to be on Vanderbilt Beach.
I know. I felt like
in a state.
I felt like kicking the retirement package into full gear this morning when I woke up because it's depressing. And, CNN, everybody was saying that Roscom lost because he's a well-known congressman, that he lost because of the Trump effect. And I say no, I think he lost because the big ticket item on our ballot was Bruce Rauner.
Well, it's certainly a combination of the two. Both were drags in the suburbs. There's just no question about that. But in terms of enthusiasm at the local level, that's a function of what's going on at the local level where people live. And there's no question that that's part of it. And when you have only one political party and then another political party that exists only to continue the artifice that there's two political parties and routinely surrenders to the other party when they really want something, which is what the Republicans do, the Democrats here. Yeah. And this is the choice that people made. Are the seeds they planted. And yesterday they reaped what they had planted.
Someone who had a gracious concession speech was Erica Harold, and I know I'm getting a little girly here, but really, she's just full of poise and grace.
And so on the day that I chose to run, I went and bought this necklace, and one of the charms says F, the other says W, and it stands for finishing well. And on the 1-year anniversary of that decision to run, I bought this cross, because I knew that for me, the way I would finish this race well, it wasn't about how many people voted for me. It's whether I was able to live out my values and be able to try to interact with people in a way that reflected their core dignity and their core sanctity.
Hopefully she's not going away. I mean, I don't know what other office she can run for, but I think she's a gem in the Republican Party.
So with the House flipping, you had now reminted House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. What hasn't been reminted on Nancy Pelosi?
Hey-o.
Saluting all of the wonderful candidates like Sean Casten and Lauren Underwood. Wonderful, wonderful candidates.
Remember this feeling, know the power to win. And almost all congratulations to those dynamic, diverse, incredible candidates who have taken back the House for the American people. Let us salute all of our candidates.
Yeah. Way to go, Illinois.
Grandma, it's time to go to bed.
And she also gave a rousing shout out to pre-existing conditions.
It's about stopping the GOP and Mitch McConnell's assaults on Medicare, Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, and the health care of 130 million Americans living with pre-existing medical conditions. Let's hear it more for pre-existing medical conditions.
Yay for pre-existing medical conditions. What? All right, it's Jell-O time. You go sit over here and you have your Jell-O.
It's time to have chair exercises.
Trump sort of telegraphed that he might have known what was going to happen last night, in particular with the House. With what he had to say in an interview with Sinclair, just talking about, number one, what he would do if Dems win the House, and then number two, anything in his first 2 years that he'd change.
I would just say you have to acclimate. That's what I do. I acclimate, and we'll see how it comes out. I would like to have a much softer tone. I feel to a certain extent I have no choice, but maybe I do, and maybe I could have been softer from that standpoint, but I want to get things done. We've had tremendous victories on trade. We've had tremendous victories on so many different things. On our military, you look at what we've done with rebuilding the military. But I would say if there's anything, I think tone would be perhaps something. I'm not sure that if I did that, maybe I'd be swamped, okay? Swamped meaning with the other side, because I wouldn't say their tone's been so nice either. But that would be something I would say that I'll be working on.
Yeah, I know all the people that voted for Democrats because they wanted to send a message to Trump. 4 in 10 women saying that, female voters saying that in the suburbs, because they're very concerned about civility and tone. We'll see how civil the Democrats are. Here's a sampling of the Trump investigations they're keen to launch now that they'll be committee chairs.
They're not going to legislate. They're going to investigate. And they want to see his tax returns right away.
White House security clearances.
Okay. What else?
The addition of a citizenship question, the 2020 census, all the greatest hits of the last 2 years. The temporary travel ban for persons from specific countries. misreported as the Muslim travel ban. Nothing of the sort. State Department decision to close its cyber office. EPA's use of a political loyalty list. Allegations. The ambush in Niger. The private email by White House officials. Response to the hurricane that devastated Puerto Rico. Trump Foundation. Kushner's business activities. Payments to the Trump Organization. Russian intervention with state voting systems. Michael Flynn's contacts with foreign officials, just for starters. So that should be fun.
And is there going to be talk of impeachment?
Be interesting to see what tack Pelosi takes on that, because I don't know that there's much appetite for that. A message was sent, and the Democrats, I think, would be overplaying their hand if that's would be their opener come January, is to move on impeachment. Now, I don't know if you can restrain Maxine Waters, No Justice, No Peace Maxine, from moving in that direction, but I suspect Nancy Pelosi will try, at least if they're interested in keeping the House for more than 2 years and, having a shot to win back the Senate and the White House in 2020, at least at this juncture.
And Nancy Pelosi for sure will be the speaker.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
All right, because Chuck Todd last night was throwing around that she might not get her old job back.
Yeah, well, Chuck Todd's a moron. Van Jones, speaking of morons, perfect segue.
Yes.
Here's Van Jones's take on what occurred when it was clear that Democrats were going to take back the House. This is your Democrat Party. Okay, this is what they care about. And all they care about. And all they demagogue in advance of all that they care about, which is power, but this is the means to it. Listen very closely to 30 seconds of Van Jones telling you everything you need to know about the 21st century Democrat Socialist Party.
I don't know how many hours ago it was you said this was heartbreaking. Where is your head now?
My heart has been restored. It is the end of one-party rule in the United States, thank God, and the beginning of a new Democratic Party, younger, browner, cooler, more women, more veterans, can win in Michigan, can win in Pennsylvania, can win in Ohio. We have the first Muslim women, first Native American women, of the first black woman from Massachusetts, first Latina from Texas. It may not be a blue wave, it's a rainbow wave. It's something happening out there, and I'm happy about it.
Yep, that first lesbian Native American in Congress, Sharice Davids, that's huge. That's going to improve your life.
Where's she out of?
That whole riff on identity politics.
There you go.
File that away. That's all you want? Tokenism for your representation, all of the important issues at the federal level that impact quality of life, and you just want somebody and some party obsessed with tokenism. Okay, you got it. Verlon on the South Side.
Well, here's something. Hey, first off, how you doing, Amy?
Hi, Verlon. I got to tweet out that picture of you and I. It's spectacular.
Oh, well, this is something for us to hang our hats on, Dan. Okay, well, star power isn't what it used to be. Oprah, with her racist rhetoric, didn't win in Georgia. Obama, with his guilt shaming, I think all of the candidates except for one, J.B. Pritzker, I think they lost. So I think, we can hang our hats on that. But I got to give you some bad news. Since the House took over, job growth, I think, is going to slow down, and there's going to be no tax cuts for the American people because Maxine Waters has her hands on the money.
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for the call, Verlon. I don't know that there'll be a significant policy change, but I think the latter point you were getting to is the important one. There'll be less opportunity to build on the tax relief and deregulation that punctuated the first 2 years. So that's unfortunate. And those are the opportunity costs you pay. Sandy in Dyer, Indiana.
Hi, good morning. How are you guys today?
morning.
I know it's kind of a sad day here.
Yep.
Not in Indiana. You got Mike Braun.
I know. Let me just tell you, I was so excited. I jumped out of bed and did that punch in the air, and I was like, yes. I just want to say I feel bad for the people in Illinois now.
Don't.
Because they're stuck if you can't afford to move. I moved to Indiana 8 years ago because I could not afford any longer to live in the state.
of Illinois, but I would like to say this, and this probably isn't very nice, but I'm going to go with it. For Illinoisans, stay out of Indiana because you screwed up the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
You come across the border and you vote the same way. I can't believe all the Democrat signs around in Northwest Indiana. I'm like, have you not learned anything? Don't come here. Stay in Illinois. You got what you voted for.
Absolutely. Thanks for the call, Sandy. I would suggest building a wall. You may want to take that up with Governor Holcomb. Thanks for the call, because there's going to be, you're going to get bum rushed into Northwest Indiana. That's not going to stop. I can tell you that. Tony in Downers Grove.
Oh, sorry, Dan. I'm by the train, but hey, what happened in Roscom's district?
Get off the tracks, Tony. It's not that bad.
Olson lost.
Yeah.
Garbo lost.
Yeah.
I didn't see very many people canvassing for Republicans. Sean Casten's team was out almost every day.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what happened, but we got schlocked out here.
Well, that's right.
Larger ground game, didn't they?
A lot of Republicans in DuPage lost, and a lot of those Republicans are why Republicans in DuPage lost. Thanks for the call, Tony. Just noodle on that. Matt in Fox River Grove.
Yeah, I would like to echo the previous caller's point. I didn't see any ads or any stumping for Peter Roscom at all this round. In fact, as we were going through, I'm thinking he wants to lose. Every time I'd open the mailbox or I'd have a message on my phone, it'd be on the TV, there'd be an ad for Sean Casten. There was nothing from Roscom. I don't know what the deal was. I don't know if that was kind of his way of, walking out of this with, I don't know how much money he's got in the bank, but it didn't seem like he wanted this at all.
No, I don't think so. Thanks for the call, Matt. I don't think that's right. I think you're right about the ads and the disparate spend. I mean, Casten just had a ton more money, and so did Underwood. And Hultgren was particularly late to the dance.
Oh.
So Hultgren, that was a sort of a competency issue in terms of that campaign. Roscom less so, but there was less money. And so when Casten was on network TV from Labor Day to close, much of that time Roscom was just on cable, so you don't get the same penetration.
Right.
And number one, and then and there was more energy, more enthusiasm because there's no Republican Party infrastructure here. And guess what? There is Democrat infrastructure here. They do run vote-by-mail programs, as they did, and that matters up and down the ballot. So state legislative candidates benefit from it, and what J.B. Pritzker was underwriting, and obviously Sean Casten does too, in addition to the money that's getting drop-shipped to him from D.C. Tom in Deer Park.
Good morning. My take on the disappointing results of Peter Roscom and Randy Hultgren. These two districts, as they are now, and even as they were constituted previously when this was the old Illinois 8th, back to the redistricting in 2010, have always been tight. Roscom carried this district when Clinton won it. This district, before it was won by Roscom, was constituted by a blue dog Democrat. So it's always been tight. My opinion is whether we had Ronald Reagan or Abraham Lincoln or Calvin Coolidge in the presidency, it would have been close. But the animus that Donald Trump creates is what's driven out many of my friends and neighbors to go absolutely bonkers for Sean Casten and then probably in Hultgren's district to vote for some fake nurse.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Excellent candidate.
I'll tell you what, Tom. If they like bonkers, then they're going to love Sean Casten.
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Want your home's furnace to stay safe and reliable? And want to prevent any potential problems before they happen? At your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, we recommend an annual furnace inspection and tune-up. Right now, get a $79 furnace tune-up. Call 855-1-HOUR. Because not taking care of your furnace, that's just cold.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Hey, by the way, I wrote you in for Cook County Board President. I don't know if the results are back yet, but I figure because, Queen Sugar, she's running for mayor, so why does she need to be Cook County Board President?
If elected, I will not serve.
Okay. I love my pillow and how it has changed the way I sleep. So when I heard about the new MyPillow mattress topper, I couldn't wait to try it. Now I don't know if I love MyPillow or the MyPillow mattress topper more. Yes, it is that good. You can get a great deal on a MyPillow mattress topper and start getting the best sleep of your life. The exclusive 3-layer design includes the MyPillow foam for support, transitional foam, have you heard, to help relieve pressure points, and an ultra-soft patented temperature-regulating cover. It has a 10-year warranty, and the cover is washable and dryable. It's made in the U.S. of A. and has Mike Lindell's 60-day money-back guarantee. You'll get the total body support you need and sleep better. And right now, you'll save 30% when you use promo code Amy. Plus, you'll receive 2 standard MyPillows absolutely free, or you can still receive the buy one, get one free offer if you just want the MyPillows. It's a great holiday gift. Give one to yourself. Give the gift of a great night's sleep to someone you love. Go to MyPillow.com, promo code Amy, or call 800-489-0201. That's 800-489-0201.
The holidays are just weeks away, but there's still time to get your home guest ready with brand new made-to-order custom blinds from Blinds.com. Now, through November 13th, get huge site-wide savings, plus an additional 5% off everything at Blinds.com with promo code SHUTTERS. But only until November 13th. Go now for huge site-wide savings, plus an additional 5% off at Blinds.com, promo code SHUTTERS. Blinds.com, promo code SHUTTERS. Exclusions, rules, and restrictions apply.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I thought I had a sinus headache for a few days, but I had a massive brain aneurysm, hemorrhage of the brain, and a stroke. And I was on my deathbed. I was on a respirator in a coma for 35 days. And 3 months later, I came home in a wheelchair. I had double vision. I had to learn to walk again, to speak again. 1 and 1 is 2, write the alphabet. You know, if I went out and did a little something, I'd come home, I'd be in bed. Now I'm up by like 5:30 in the morning, and I go to the gym. I do shopping. I cook. I have energy all day. I mean, I feel great. Overall, my whole outlook, just feeling, my mental aspect, everything is better.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
You know, I was thinking about it yesterday. Now Underwood could move back home to D.C. because she's been living in her parents' house in Naperville. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, well, all those fake patients that she serves as a nurse, though. Boy, I don't know. I hope they can get that kind of quality medical care in her absence in Congress. All right, we'll pick up our conversation about the election results. Take more of your calls, 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro. Answer line, what the next 2 years portends for the president with the loss of the House.
And now let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
35 degrees. President Trump may have a harder time getting some agenda items passed now that a divided government is back after last night's midterm election. Democrats are projected to regain control of the U.S. House. However, multiple Democrats in red states are losing their seats in the Senate as Republicans move to lock down control there. One of the big wins was in Missouri, where incumbent Senator Claire McCaskill was unseated by Missouri Attorney General Josh Hawley. Another big win in Indiana, where Senator Joe Donnelly was washed out by businessman Mike Braun. Divided government is back with Republicans holding on to the Senate. President's party traditionally loses ground in the first midterm of their time in office. As presidential historian John Meacham says this morning, it could have been a lot worse for President Trump.
You have Truman, Clinton, Obama, who got wiped out. This is more like 1982, where Reagan got slapped on the hands a little bit, more like 2006, which President Bush referred to as a thumping.
Trump tweeting this morning, results amounted to a victory for Republicans. They did win in the House, but some of the Democrats' biggest rising national candidates went down in big flames last night. Democrat Andrew Gillum lost to Republican Ron DeSantis in the governor's race in Florida. It's a big loss for Dem financier Tom Steyer, as was Steyer's backing of Beto O'Rourke, who lost to incumbent Ted Cruz in Texas. Elsewhere, Georgia Democrat Stacey Abrams also got the backing of Steyer, and isn't conceding the governor's race to Republican Secretary of State Brian Kemp, but that race will likely go to Kemp. Abrams was also carrying water for Hollywood types like Oprah Winfrey and Will Ferrell in the final weeks of that campaign. Democrats are celebrating here in Illinois after winning traditionally Republican congressional districts in the Chicago suburbs. Lauren Underwood beating Republican incumbent Randy Hultgren, Sean Casten unseating six-term Republican U.S. Representative Peter Roskam. Governor Bruce Rauner wishing Democrat J.B. Pritzker Godspeed when he takes over as the next governor of Illinois. The Republican conceding and then preaching unity last night after a loss to Pritzker.
This is a time for us to put aside partisan politics, to move forward together as the citizens of Illinois to create a better future for our children and our grandchildren.
State Senator Kwame Raoul will become Illinois' first new attorney general in 16 years. Susana Mendoza holds on to her post as Illinois comptroller, while many insiders now speculate Mendoza will run for mayor of the city of Chicago. In other news we're following this morning, police are still searching for two men who went missing after the vehicle they were in crashed into the Calumet River on Chicago's far south side over the weekend. And you need to check your cabinets for boxed cake mix. Illinois on the list of states included in the Duncan Hines cake mix recall because of salmonella fears. Blackhawks moving forward without Joe Quenneville firing the veteran coach yesterday. The Hawks take on the Hurricanes at home tomorrow night. Bulls in New Orleans to face the Pelicans tonight. College hoops underway for real. Missouri Valley winner Loyola last night went outside the conference to beat UMKC 76-45. The news service of Unbound.org. Right now there are young people across the world facing a tough choice: continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org. 6:35 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Finally, all the shouting is over. We now have winners and losers. This election season seemed to be more difficult, contentious, and even painful than ever before. For all you winners, congratulations. For all you losers, you can always try again. For the American people, time to do as we always do: come together and heal. Hey, life will go on. America is still the greatest, best hope for the world. If you don't believe it, just stick with us. We'll get you through. AM 560, The Answer.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest-growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Chris Veldman of ServiceMaster DSI, the largest ServiceMaster franchise in the United States and a customer of Signature Bank. In our business, we respond to disaster, and we never know when disaster will strike, whether it's flooding in Louisiana or a house fire in Chicago. Not all banks understand that need for flexibility, but Signature Bank does. That's why we consider them so much more than a bank. They have been our business partner since 2006, when their three co-founders, Mick, Kevin, and Brian, started the bank. Signature Bank is a key part of our growth strategy at ServiceMaster DSI.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, if your roof's needy, you can call Crumweedy. Hey, Sean Hannity here. If your roof is leaky, if the shingles are curling, or if your roof isn't right after storms, then you need to call Crumweedy with roofing companies, and the difference is, of course, installation. Now, Crumweedy, they know that, and that's why they follow the manufacturer's specifications, so your warranty is totally intact, and many companies don't do that, and that could void your warranty. If you hate high-pressure sales tactics, not from Crumweedy. They give you good, better, best options. You make the choice, no pressure. Crumweedy is a roof that lasts at a fair price. Now, Mark Olson and Greg Olson of Crumweedy, they lead this third-generation family business that's been doing Chicagoland roofs since 1953. Now, they fix roof problems, so if your roof is needy, call Crumweedy. That's 630-595-8020. That's 630-595-8020. They're online, of course, at myroofisneedy.com.
6:35. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Westbound 8094, traffic is jammed. Klein Avenue to Indianapolis Boulevard. A crash involving 2 semis. 3 lanes are blocked. Aiden's Expressway, 26 minutes. Lake Cook Junction outbound 20. Kennedy, 32 minutes. O'Hare to downtown. 13 from Montrose, 9 on the Express. Outbound 29 minutes to the airport. On Eisenhower, 52 minutes, 390 to downtown. 37 from Manheim. Outbound 36 minutes to 390. Northbound I-55 is heavy 126 to 53 after a crash. And it's 52 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan, 27 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 20 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop Forge is 16. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center. Breezy, chilly, times of clouds and sun, a high near 44. Currently 35 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Financial Planning with Jack Taboda, your 401k specialist, whose goal is to protect, preserve, and grow your wealth. Saturday mornings at 7.
Only the biggest stories, only the biggest guests, and only the biggest opinions. This is AM 560, The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy, your favorite win, your most disappointing loss. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line. 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. I'll tell you what, one of the victors last night, who would have been a star if the D.C. press corps wasn't the D.C. press corps, but he may yet be a star, is Josh Hawley, who defeated Claire McCaskill in Missouri going away during his Josh Hawley's victory speech last night.
Tonight, the good Lord and the people of Missouri have given us the victory. We've won. I just had a nice phone call from Senator McCaskill. She couldn't have been more gracious. She conceded the race. I want to thank her for her service. And I had a very nice call with the President of the United States. Thank you, Mr. President, for your leadership. Thank you for believing in Missouri. Tonight, the people of Missouri have delivered.
And President Trump surely did help him, campaigning in Missouri for the Senate candidate. And Claire McCaskill goes bye-bye.
All right, most satisfying victory and most disappointing loss.
Beto, you're a rock star. He had something to say to the crowd.
I want to thank this amazing campaign of people, not a dime from a single pack, all people, all the time, in every single part of Texas. All of you showing the country how you do this. I'm so proud of you guys.
I love you, man. He was like on the verge of tears and lost it and dropped an F-bomb.
So cool. Just because he lost the Senate race, I doubt that will dampen the enthusiasm of the D.C. press corps for Beto. So Maybe, what do you think? Maybe Thursday, Friday night, an announcement on Jimmy Kimmel that he's running for president in 2020?
Possible.
Slate, left-wing outlet Slate actually had a piece. Just move past it and announce you're running for 2020. They don't care that he lost to Texas. They want him to run in 2020.
Because he's a rock star, just like Obama. Obama was a rock star.
I know. I learned that from Paula Ferris.
Yeah.
Mike on the north side. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning. Hey, look what we have to look forward to in the Congress. The Democrats will be running all the committees. That means more face time for Congressman Hank Johnson. If you go to YouTube and look him up, he's the guy that asked an Army general if they had too many troops on Guam. He was afraid it was going to tip over. So much for the Democratic Party being the party of science. The two biggest losers in this election were suburban taxpayers in Chicago, because Bohica, bend over, here it comes again. All that money you pay to the state and the county, it's going to find its way in the pockets of political contractors in Chicago. Chicago always takes the biggest bite. And then I guess the second biggest loser would have to be overweight white Christian males like me, because Democrats are going to come after us like we were unborn children. We're just an ATM for them.
Thanks for the call, Mike. Annie on the north side.
I think I was very happy that Ted Cruz won, and I think that's a loss for Hollywood and all those leftists that put money into his machine. Illinois and California are gone, but I think you had a caller say that people voted against Trump. I actually think this election was a testament to how well Trump campaigned. There were a lot of elections, there were a lot of races that were kind of close, and Trump really got out there. And I think because of Trump, the margin was wider, and our Republicans won. So I'm scared for Illinois. I wish people would educate themselves. And what's really scary is Maxine Waters says she's going to be in charge of the stock market. So I think people should probably go and stop off.
It's a horror film.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, President Trump definitely. I mean, besides the Senate victor in Missouri, I think he helped Mike Braun in Indiana.
Yeah, maybe on margin. I think those races were going to go the way of Braun and Holly anyway.
But they killed their opponents. It wasn't even close.
So, the loss in the House is not unprecedented, not unsurprising, but it's still a loss. Pickups in the Senate are good, but it was a very favorable environment. They should be good. And frankly, the losses in Nevada, both an incumbent U.S. Senator Dean Heller, who thought there was a good chance that he could hold, and also Adam Laxalt, the governor's race there. That was one of the six. I think Democrats picked up a net 6 governor's mansions. Now remember, Republicans going into this cycle had supermajority governor's mansions, supermajority state legislatures in this country. The Republican Party is a supermajority party, and it still is the majority party in this country. I mean, just by the numbers, it is the majority party. I know you don't know that in Chicago or Illinois because you get a bit of Stockholm syndrome. And also people just sort of create their own fictional world here. But that's the fact, and that hasn't changed. So I agree that Trump was helpful in many places, that there were many Republicans who ran with Trump rather than against him or pretending he didn't exist and won. I mean, the most notable is Ron DeSantis in Florida. Mm-hmm. He was, a Trump acolyte from the primary forward, and he didn't give an inch. So that's, and against a well-financed, celebrated opponent in Andrew Gillum, even though that race shouldn't have been as close. Look how close Rick Scott was, 2-term governor, to Bill Nelson in that Senate pickup. So I was losing, obviously, a governor's mansion in Kansas. That's not good. No. That's disappointing.
And the worst is Scott Walker in Wisconsin. I was just heartbroken over that.
Grant in Rockford, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Good morning, Amy. I share your sentiment. It doesn't bode well for the hope of Illinois when Walker turns that state around, and then a few short years later, after he wins 5 re-elections, they kick him out, and just not good. As far as the House goes, I'd say that the Republicans did pretty well, considering they had 45 House members that just flat out retired. That's pretty hard to overcome when you don't have an incumbent in the race in the House. So Illinois is screwed, and you guys have a great day.
All right, thanks for the call, Grant. I appreciate that. We we were already aware
Sounds
of
like
that.
a Christmas card theme. Hey.
John Cabello, state rep out Rockford Way, one Republican who survived the onslaught.
Okay, and Mark Batnick won.
Mark
Right.
Batnick in Plainfield. There's a few
And
that
Morrison.
survived, but you're down to, barely able to field a lacrosse team.
Oh, gosh.
Jody in Gurnee.
Oh, hey guys, how are you? I'm really disappointed with the John James Senate race. I thought he would really pull it out yesterday.
That would have been a
And
great
also
upset,
Wisconsin, really disappointed with that. Because now in Illinois, I thought I could jump over the border and get to Wisconsin and be safe, but evidently not.
Just jump over a different border.
Indiana.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Missouri.
And one more thing. I think the Republicans really need to work on their messaging because the left stream media, if everybody's watching that, they're not hearing the Republican points, and it should be really an easy sell.
Well, thanks for the call, Jody. Jim in Naperville.
Is it just me, or was Mike, who called in a couple callers back, really John Cass calling in as an alias? But
A lot of John
sure
Cass, a lot of
sounded
John
like him
Cass
up top.
impersonators out there.
It's
Yes.
a new thing.
Yeah.
Oh man,
He's
that's
so
that's
hot.
good going forward. Hey, but the biggest winner here is going to be conservative talk radio for the next 2 years, and the biggest loser is going to be, of course, the American people. It's an oversimplification, but
Thanks for the call, Jim. Well, one of the biggest winners, arguably, we sort of talked about this a little bit yesterday in advance of the results.
Yeah.
Trump. With the hysterics and the identity politics obsessed marginal personalities that are going to be more prominent than even they were in the first 2 years in the House, the No Justice, No Peace Maxine's and others, even Pelosi as the Speaker. Now Trump doesn't have to snipe with Paul Ryan. He gets to lampoon Nancy Pelosi and whatever is emanating from the House with all the investigations they want to do, all the conspiracies they want to advance, all of the nonsense they want to foist on the American people. Now he has a real opponent where a line is drawn, as opposed to, an ally of circumstance that he has to negotiate with in the Paul Ryan and a GOP-controlled House. So does that perhaps bode well for Trump in 2020, even though it's going to create quite a bit of friction in the intervening 2 years? I think there's an argument to be made that this is going to turn out to be a very good thing for Trump in terms of his political interests, but not the country's interest necessarily. Joni in Orland Hills.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning. Did I hear this right this morning? The senators that were that voted against Kavanaugh, that were up for re-election, did they all lose? Did I hear that right?
Well, in those swing races, I mean, Bill Nelson lost in Florida. Obviously, Joe Donnelly lost in Indiana. Claire McCaskill lost in Missouri. Heidi Heitkamp lost in North Dakota. So those pickups all were Democrats incumbents who voted against Kavanaugh. So it's a good reminder. Thanks for the call, Joni. I'll tell you what. Also, when there are open seats like Bob Corker's retirement and slotting in Marsha Blackburn, that's a huge upgrade. And I'm sorry for Taylor Swift.
I mean, she's going to write a song about it today, about loss.
Right, she can shake it off.
Hey.
Raphael in Far, Texas.
Good morning. Yeah, I was going to say we had a terrible time last night, my wife and I. We were looking at the polls coming in during the day, even late at night, and it was negative to. We were losing the governor, and we were losing one Senate seat to Beto. Cruz was going to be out. And we were like, we can't believe this is happening.
That's just because Dallas County reported first, but yeah, that's
right. Right. Well, the southern section is all Democrat.
Right.
Southern section of Texas, but man, we were relieved that we barely made it
You're alive.
to gain the governor and Ted Cruz won. But holy cow, we couldn't believe it. I said, Beto won. He's going to want open borders. Extreme left to the max.
Yeah.
Well, he's not done.
Well,
So
and
they're
the other thing, Raphael,
up a
too.
position for him.
I mean, these are underreported, but I mean, Greg Abbott,
I thought that was he won easily.
He wins going away.
Yeah.
Doug Ducey in
Right.
Arizona, even though the Senate race is very close there, but it looks like McSally's going to Doug Ducey in Arizona. He wins going away. So thanks for the call, Raphael. So I mean, there's some hits that Republicans took. There's no question about it. But it was sort of a bend but don't break night, I think, generally, and I think Trump tweeting, tremendous success tonight. Thank you to all. I think this is sort of what Trump had said. This is sort of best case scenario. This is sort of what I think is going to happen, something on the order of what did happen, and that's fine. I can work with this.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Businesses assessing state ballot initiatives for opportunities and financial strategies. September job postings exceeding the number of employment applications. Those stories next.
Stocks and options trading involves financial risk and is not suitable for all investors.
Hey guys, it's Scott Bauer here, CEO of Prosper Trading Academy. Are you looking for a super hot stock tip? Here at Prosper, we are always looking for exciting opportunities in the markets. And right now, all my students are salivating over this stock we are watching. In fact, I've got this hot stock written down right here, and I'm about to text it to you for free. I just need to know where to send it. Simply text HOT to 48542, and I'll text it to you instantly. How do I know this stock is so hot? Well, I'm a former CBOE market maker for Amazon Options, former vice president of Goldman Sachs, and I have over 25 years of professional trading experience. I'm telling you, this stock is hot. But be warned, the stock may move soon, so you need to claim it before it does. Text HOT to 48542, and I'll text you this hot stock instantly. Text HOT to 48542, and I'll text you this hot stock instantly. Message and data rates may apply.
Even as votes are being tabulated on last night's wins and losses, corporate America toting up how much it spent on ballot initiatives for clues on its future strategies. In Montana, more than $20 million spent on a ballot measure that would fund expansion of Medicare with a $2 per pack tax on cigarettes. And California voters casting ballots on a measure to limit how much clinics can charge for dialysis. The Labor Department says employers posted more jobs in September than the number of employment applications. Overall, job openings fell slightly, but outweighed jobless Americans by more than 1 million. This, the 6th month in a row that the strong job market has generated more new jobs, as America's unemployment rate remains at almost a half-century low. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 o'clock and 10 Eastern on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
Pain drugs are addictive and have side effects. Get off the drugs, get rid of the pain. You don't need to live with chronic pain. Let's repeat that. You do not have to live in pain. Chronic pain is the worst from an accident or pain that just develops. Dr. Ken Candido is one of the most respected and successful pain doctors in the world. Dr. Candido will work to find the source of your chronic pain and fix it. He teaches pain management around the world and has been voted one of Chicago's best pain doctors several times, so you get it. He's the pain doctor you need. Dr. Candido, Chicago anesthesia and pain specialist, will help you get off the pain medication and all of its side effects. You can get your life back. Drugs mask the pain, find the source, and fix it. Call Dr. Ken Candido and make an appointment with a cutting-edge, respected, and successful pain physician. Go to mypainchicago.com. That's mypainchicago.com. Thousands have been helped with their chronic pain. You be the next one. Get the phone number and all the info at mypainchicago.com.
Where has the year gone? It seems like the holidays always sneak up on us so fast. Most retailers do their shopping in the first quarter of the year, but there are some exceptions. Fox Valley Coins in Naperville is gearing up now for the biggest season of the year. They want to buy it before Christmas. Fox Valley Coins is one of the largest rare coin dealers in the entire Midwest. The sales of precious metals and rare coins and currency has been very brisk this year, so now they're on a huge buying spree. Fox Valley Coins buy all forms of gold and silver bars, coins, and jewelry, and they specialize in the rare and collector coins and currency. Find Fox Valley Coins on Route 59 in Ferry, just north of I-88 at the Naperville-Warrenville border. They'll make house calls to your home or bank on larger collections in November. FoxValleyCoins.com. Sure, they'll buy after Christmas, but they're stocking their shelves now. Get to Fox Valley Coins on Route 59 in Ferry in Naperville or online, FoxValleyCoins.com. FoxValleyCoins.com. Dealers since 1981.
For more than a half century, Mueller CPA and Financial Advisory has provided audit, tax, outsourced accounting, business consulting, and financial advisory services to Chicagoland companies. Mueller provides customized financial guidance to a client base that includes independent business owners, startups, local government, and nonprofits. I'm with Dave Nissen, Mueller Managing Partner.
Thanks, Dan. Mueller values being part of the community for the last 50 years, meeting our clients' financial service needs. A major component of meeting those needs is our professionals' superb knowledge and their ability to deliver timely and quality solutions to meet our clients' challenges. Whether you're interested in tax minimization strategies, looking to expand your business, or need assistance with business planning, our team can help. Our goal is your company's financial success today and over a lifetime.
For questions about how the recent legislative changes can specifically affect your business or how to effectively plan for these changes, call Dave Nissen at 847-888-8600 or visit MuellerCPA.com. That's Mueller, Mueller, CPA.com.
Did you know that studies have shown that we need over 10 servings of fruits and veggies every single day? If you're like me, it's hard to find the time and money to prepare and eat all of those fruits and vegetables. Who can do that? Yet we know that proper nutrition can prevent health problems, give us energy, and help us heal faster. Balance of Nature has spent over 20 years researching and delivering solutions to this problem. We can ensure that you consume over 30 different fruits and veggies every single day. Our capsules are filled with 100% real whole foods. There isn't a single thing added to Balance of Nature products. They're pure. We spent an incredible amount of time on the quality of our products. We do this for you. We do it for our own families. Give yourself a break and give your body what it needs. Call now to receive 35% off your first Balance of Nature order. Call 1-800-2468-751 or go online to balanceofnature.com. Use promo code CHICAGO.
Famous Winston Churchill quotes, presented by Automated Systems.
Winston Churchill wisely stated, "A nation that forgets its past has no future." This surely resonates with at least one of our major political parties in America.
I know you support companies that share your conservative values. For FDA-regulated staffing needs, Automated Systems provides top talent, from experienced quality control and quality assurance engineers to top validation and compliance experts. Depend on Automated Systems. Hiring the best is critical to success. ASI resources are all degreed professionals with decades of experience in manufacturing, automation, and FDA compliance. That's why ASI is retained by all of Chicagoland's Fortune 500 life science companies to successful startups. For a staffing evaluation, call Laz at Automated Systems, toll-free 844-HIRE-ASI, or visit AutomatedSYS.com.
Our freedom and security are made possible through the service and sacrifice of our military and first responders. The Gary Sinise Foundation provides many outreach programs supporting these brave men and women. Join us. Donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
It's news, opinion, insight. It's AM 560. The Answer. WIND, Chicago.
This is a Fox News alert, a split decision for Congress. I'm Dave Anthony. Republicans keep the Senate, but Democrats take back the House. That was the chant for Nancy Pelosi, who could be the speaker again.
It's about what a new Democratic majority will mean in the lives of hardworking Americans.
Pelosi also called for bipartisanship.
We will have a responsibility to find our common ground where we can, stand our ground where we can.
Democrats flipped at least 26 Republican seats with a record number of women elected to the House, 101, and they may start new investigations into the Trump administration. But the president called last night a very big win because the Senate will be even redder. He just tweeted, "Those that worked with him did very well. Those that did not, say goodbye." He'll hold a news conference at 11:30 Eastern. The GOP did lose one Senate seat. Dean Heller upset Nevada. But the other 4 seats were taken from Democrats: Florida, Indiana, North Dakota, and Missouri. Fox's Jeff Manasso live in St. Louis.
Dave, Republican Josh Hawley at 38 becomes the youngest current member of the U.S. Senate after defeating two-term incumbent Claire McCaskill in one of the most contentious and expensive races in history.
What the people of Missouri said tonight is that they want a senator who actually stands with the people of Missouri, who represents our values, who represents our voice, and will fight for us in Washington, D.C., and I will.
Hawley vowing to get started on securing the border, and it was President Trump's late campaign push with two visits here this week to Missouri that Claire McCaskill told Fox News last night likely helped seal her fate. Dave.
And Jeff, there will be 7 more Democratic governors, though Republican Scott Walker is refusing to concede in Wisconsin. Oprah-backed Democrat Stacey Abrams also not giving up in Georgia.
But I'm here tonight to tell you votes remain to be counted.
She trails Republican Brian Kemp, and Fox voter analysis shows whites backed Republicans, but Hispanics, black voters, independents went Democrat. This is Fox News.
36 degrees, gray skies at 7:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike Scott. Democrats are celebrating a bit of a wave, blew one in Illinois. After winning traditionally Republican congressional districts in the Chicago suburbs, Lauren Underwood with the upset of Randy Holmgren in the 14th district.
November 6, 2018, I stand before you as this community's first Congresswoman-elect.
Sean Casten with the upset, unseating 6-term Republican U.S. Representative Peter Roskam in the 6th district. It was not an upset, as J.B. Pritzker will be the next governor of Illinois, running away last night over Republican incumbent Bruce Rauner, and the billionaire Democrats celebrated with supporters last night.
Throughout this campaign, I've ended every speech with one question, and I want to ask it to you now. Are you ready for the fight?
State Senator Kwame Raoul will become Illinois' first new Attorney General in 16 years.
I've worked on voting rights. I've worked on access to health care. I've worked to protect a woman's right to choose. It's the work of my life. But I'm just getting started.
Republican Erica Harold was defeated by Kwame Raoul. Voter turnout up in Cook County, over 850,000 ballots cast yesterday. Chicago's unofficial turnout rate was at 55%. Chicago sports, Blackhawks moving forward without Joel Quenneville. The team fired the veteran coach yesterday, naming Jeremy Colleton as his replacement. Bulls are in New Orleans tonight to battle the Pelicans. College hoops last night. Missouri Valley opener, non-conference opener for Loyola. They beat UMKC 76-45. The news service of Unbound.org. Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. Help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at Unbound.org. 7:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Finally, all the shouting is over. We now have winners and losers. This election season seemed to be more difficult, contentious, and even painful than ever before. For all you winners, congratulations. For all you losers, you can always try again. For the American people, time to do as we always do. Come together and heal. Hey, life will go on. America is still the greatest, best hope for the world. If you don't believe it, just stick with us. We'll get you through. AM 560. The Answer.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
One of the biggest fears for retirees and soon-to-be retirees, do I have enough?
Do I have enough money to last for the rest of my life? I hear it every day when I meet with individuals, and it's for good reason. Check this statistic out. If you were born in 1800, you could expect to live until you were 39 years old. In 1900, 49. That number jumped to 68 in 1950, and today it's 79. How many people do you know that are in their 80s, in their 90s? Hi, this is Tom Fortino, host of the Alpha Wealth Hour, heard every Saturday at 9 a.m. here on AM 560. So how do you help ensure you never run out of money in retirement? The answers are in our special report, Maximizing Income in Retirement. In this powerful report, you'll discover successful tools and strategies on how to help turbocharge your income in retirement and how to position and protect your money regardless of what happens in the stock market. Call now to receive this report, Maximizing Income in Retirement, and will include 6 strategies to tax-free income. Call the Alpha Wealth Group, 630-519-4742 right now to receive your free report. That's 630-519-4742.
Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Wealth Advisors, Inc.
There's nothing like Eggland's Best Eggs. More of the farm fresh taste I love. Superior nutrition, too. For my family, I buy only the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
7:07 and a check on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Telemonte.
8094 westbound, major delays changed to Indianapolis Boulevard for a truck crash has 3 right lanes blocked. Edens runs 29 minutes Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 23. Kennedy 46 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 22 from Montrose, 21 on the Express. Outbound 43 minutes to the airport. The Eisenhower 56 minutes, 390 to downtown, 40 from Mannheim, outbound 38 to 390. Stevenson, 58 minutes, 355 to the drive, outbound 41. Ryan, 34 minutes, 95 to downtown, I-57, 20 minutes, 90 to the merge, Bishop Ford, 17. Northbound Tri-State, it's Los Cicero to 111. Stevenson to the Hinsdale Oasis, then from the Reagan Tollway to Balmoral. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. 1 hour heating and air conditioning weather center time. Here's meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Breezy day with wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour for the morning. Otherwise, a mix of clouds and sun today with a high 44. Partly cloudy night, low 27. Some sun, then clouds increasing tomorrow with a high 42. Little snow accumulating up to an inch tomorrow night, low 30. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560 The Answer.
36 at O'Hare. Your next news update is at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560 The Answer.
Watch today's show live right now on the Income Store live video stream at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560 The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Got some good news. You had Democrats really run the table in the suburbs here in Chicago.
Yeah, not a big surprise there.
Minus 6 Republicans in the House at pending right now with a 7th. That's still an open question, mostly in the suburbs. Minus 2 in the Senate with another one that's pending. Could be minus 3. That's in the suburbs. See, you lost 2 Republican Cook County commissioners. Tim Schneider, the state Republican Party chairman. Greg Goslin on the North Shore. You lost your 2 Republican congressmen there in the suburbs, Peter Roskam, Randy Hultgren. Rauner and the rest of the statewide slate lost to Page County. Yeah. Randy Hultgren, lost to Kalb. You're talking about 10, 15,000 vote swings in the congressional districts if you break it by county for Hultgren and to some extent for Roskam as well. So that's the good news because now you've got real consolidation. And Spalding has a governing agenda.
Oh, it's a good one. Mm-hmm.
He's prepared to fight for, and he announced it in no uncertain terms last night.
Are you ready for the fight?
Yay.
The fight for health care for everyone.
Yay.
For well-paid teachers and a quality education for our kids.
Yay.
For
Yay.
equal pay for equal work.
That's my part. Yay!
Yeah.
The fight for a criminal justice system that is truly just.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh boy. Yeah.
For environmental policies that are based on science.
Yeah. Yes.
For a responsible state budget.
Responsible.
For gun safety laws that protect our families.
Yeah.
For jobs, for a living wage, for strong labor unions.
Yep.
For a state that welcomes immigrants.
Yay.
Borders.
You mean this
And
sanctuary
for the
state?
truth.
This one? Yeah.
Yay, 2018, yay!
Yay. Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
But then Rauner gave a concession speech that's 17. No, we
Don't care.
He was so out
He
of touch.
what did he get? He gave it from the tarmac at
No,
O'Hare.
no, this was at the ballroom of the Drake.
We're talking.
This is a time for us to come together. This is a time for us to unite.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. So.
Not a lot of people there. Not a lot of energy in the room, Dan.
And good luck. Susana Mendoza, who is Madigan's candidate for mayor, so she's going to transition right from her comptroller victory to be mayor. So that's the good news. I got more good news for you. In addition to that robust agenda you just heard, you've got a mayor's race in Chicago to follow up on this to get more of what we got yesterday. So there's more good news coming. That commuter tax you've had your eye on? Yeah.
Is it coming?
Yeah.
It's coming your
I
way?
mean, I know you really want the property tax increase and graduated state income tax, and you'll get them, okay, in due time. Be patient. That commuter tax, that that LaSalle Street tax on financial transactions.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it good and hard.
Yeah. I mean,
That's what I heard.
that's all coming since Susana Mendoza couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, and she just sucked up all that because she was warming up the crowd for Pritzker to come out.
Was she doing her Pele routine?
Basically, yeah, exactly. She dribbled a soccer ball, hit it on her head, did a little kickback.
Yeah.
But she was so, well, just listen for yourselves.
Thank you for re-electing me as your truth-telling fiscal watchdog who was not afraid to stand up to the biggest bully in this state, Bruce Rauner.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right.
Hey, look, you all know that I've been fighting out of my weight class every day since getting
Can we
elected,
hear from
taking
Susana
on this
Mendoza? I don't want to
guy.
hear from her daughter.
But as
Who's
I've
this?
said many times, the only
This is
thing
like a
better than
teenager.
taking on Bruce
Give it,
Rauner all the
Stefan.
time is beating Bruce Rauner every single
It wasn't even a
time.
fight. He lost by
Yes, we did it.
640,000 votes. On Sterling, somebody yelled out, "Yeah, it's 7:37. You're done, Rauner." But that's
Point of order, he was done at 7:02 when the race was called,
okay,
which I
fine.
think may be the quickest in gubernatorial history.
And I don't know if you know this, but Susana Mendoza's husband, he's hot.
I knew
Thank
that.
you, honey. I love you so much. He's so hot. It's true. I'm a truth teller. You heard it. Listen. His unwavering support, his counsel to me when I really needed it, which was all the time, and his love have made it possible for me to fully throw all of myself, into serving the public of Illinois, the people that I love with all of my heart.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the good news. Because, look, I mean, I just want to say this. With Susana Mendoza's husband's love, there's nothing we can't do in this state.
And her little son David was on top of was on Daddy's shoulder, and was just he was making gestures as his mom. It was kind of cute. But then her mom, the real Susana Mendoza, please stand up, was also on stage, 83 years old, and she only listens to her mama.
And my 83-year-old mother. She's the original Susana Mendoza. And for the record, the only person who tells me what to do. Period.
And then she demasculated her husband, and you could just see him becoming less of a man when she said, like, what do you mean?
She is just delicious.
It's just
I love them
scrumptious.
both so much, and I can't wait to hear that voice for the next 4 years as mayor when I tune in to find out what's going on in Chicago from Vanderbilt Beach.
So self-serving.
So there you go. You got your Pritzker, you got your Spalding, you got your Susana Mendoza, the soccer player. And Mike Madigan, behind them both, had a statement yesterday that he issued
what?
In response to his very successful night, picking up
king of the world
6
again?
seats, regaining the supermajority. Tonight's successes were achieved not by trying to divide people,
Oh, okay.
but by looking to what unites us.
We need sad music here.
Not by running from responsibility, but by speaking honestly about the challenges we face. No, I don't think so.
Let it breathe.
No, I don't think so. This will be our path forward with the new Democrat governor. Expanded majorities in the state House and Senate. We look forward to putting the long-term health of our state first again, the way that Mike Madigan has done that for the 4 decades he's been Speaker.
Yeah.
And again, I look forward to continuing to work with Democrats and Republicans throughout Illinois to get our state back on track, said the longest-serving state House Speaker in the history of Western civilization. We love this. So congratulations to Illinois for the Madigan, Pritzker, Mendoza leadership team. This is going to be great. This is going to go very well. Everybody's super cool. They're super hip. They love each other very much. They're uniters, as you noted on all the commercials you saw with all the suburban Republicans being school shooters, characterized as school shooters. That's the kind of unity that you see from a Mike Madigan who brings people together. And again, a hat tip to the Rauner Republican Party, the outgoing former governor, as I predicted like 18 months ago, the outgoing Cook County Commissioner / Illinois State Party Chairman, Rauner mouthpiece Tim Schneider, and all of the other Republicans that were felled in the wake of the swath Rauner cut through the conservative movement by betraying the Republican Party and by installing feckless welfare queens as your caucus leaders in Durkin and Brady. The combination of all of those names, all of that love, all of that courage. Boy, this is going to be great. Going to be very, very good. Don't go anywhere if you're thinking about moving, because the resurgence of Illinois, the proverbial phoenix from the ashes. Now that Madigan is geared up to work with Republicans and Democrats to get Illinois back on track. I mean, that plus Mendoza's husband's love, what could possibly stop us? Deborah in Arlington Heights.
Good morning. I wish you guys were here to pinch me because I feel like I'm in the twilight zone.
Yeah.
We have officially reached the level of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. What are we doing? I'm so completely baffled that we would do this. I can't even look at people like walking down the street now without like feeling contempt.
Thanks for the call, Deborah. I mean, here's the thing. There's just a lot of low information voters. You know who I'm talking about, the families in the suburbs that feature double income, 6-figure household income, advanced degrees. They're just a real killer, those low information voters in places like Evanston and Wilmette and Glen Ellen and Naperville. Those low information voters with, the advanced degrees, the people making a couple $100,000, those people who don't know what they're talking about, those sentimental barbarians, the low information voters. Yeah, it's just a real challenge, it seems to me.
I wonder if Lauren Underwood's going to get a place of her own here, a little crash landing pad for her. But she gets to move back home to D.C., where her stuff is.
I'm going to be so fascinated to follow her every move. She's so interesting. Albert on the north side.
Hello?
Yeah, hey, Albert.
Hi. Is there a conservative party in Illinois, actually?
No.
Oh. I saw a candidate for governor on my ballot yesterday listed as conservative.
Yeah.
But there were no other races where that was listed.
He didn't get 5% of the vote, so there's not going to be an ongoing conservative party, at least not with the same ballot access as the two major parties. So that's good news because, unfortunately, Sam McCann, the conservative party candidate you saw on your ballot, was a fraud who was used as a Madigan stooge to try and help take out some of the suburban conservatives that were taken out, like Peter Breen and Glenn Ellen. Yeah.
Why didn't I just know? Huh.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, Albert. Sorry
Thanks,
to
Albert.
break it to you. But again, the good news is
What's the good?
the good news. Mike Madigan,
Mm-hmm.
again, he's only been speaker for 4 decades, so I mean, you have to give the guy a chance.
He's been speaker longer than you've been alive, right?
Not quite.
Oh.
Well,
I thought you were younger.
He was elected, I think, the year I was born.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tonight's successes, again, not achieved by dividing people because he is a uniter.
Yeah.
And he doesn't run from responsibility, as you can see by how well Illinois has done under his tutelage. A path forward, long-term health of our state first again.
Yeah.
The way only Mike Madigan does it. If you think one thing when you hear the name Mike Madigan, don't you think
unity,
long-term financial health? That's what I think.
You know what? I think so now too.
Paul in Naperville, I bet he lives near some low-information voters.
I live near some low-information voters. But the question I have is, now do we have the good news that Michael Madigan has a supermajority again?
Yeah.
Can that be confirmed?
Oh, that's confirmed. Oh, yeah. Yeah. He's
great.
Yeah. That's why it's going to go so well, because he's back in charge where he needs to be.
Hopefully by 2022, I will be in Texas watching this election from there.
Thanks, Paul. And by the way, speaking of that, just that note, thank you so much for all of the Illinois expats that are sending us emails and texts.
Oh, and calling in, too.
And calling in with their empathy. We do appreciate that.
We will take sympathy cards and calls all day long. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line.
Bill on the south side. Hi, Bill.
Hello.
Hi, Bill.
Yeah, I was just wondering. You guys are cutting out on me. Hold on. J.B. Pritzker, does he have a first name?
JB stands for Jelly Belly. Thanks for the call, Bill.
Stop it.
That's his Christian name. Or
Jelly
Jewish name. Isn't
What
it?
is his name, JB? What is his name?
Jelly Belly.
I don't even know. Oh, my gosh.
Just
call me by my name. I don't even know your name.
Pony Boy? What is it? No.
J. Robert?
Joseph Robert or something. Yeah. Cat, I mean, I want to know everything about him.
His wife, MK. I learned his yesterday because every politician who won had to tell a sad story about their life.
Is he in the studio? I hear his theme music.
He got engaged at the Shed Aquarium, and then people cheered. Who cares? Who cares?
There's a whale joke in there somewhere, but I'm not.
Oh, because was it in the beluga whale section?
Oh. Cindy and Joliet.
Hey, good morning. You guys are making me laugh. I just want to say a couple of things, Dan. Amy, we've got to get Susanna Mendoza to use some of her campaign contributions for voice lessons.
Oh, I know.
That's number one on the agenda.
She's like a songbird.
The second thing is,
Kidding?
did Pritzker ask how many sick days he gets since he's never had a job? He's probably got to get familiar with, what's available.
Yeah.
In perks.
Yeah.
I
Thanks.
mean, God, I'm telling. And the
No
last
more
thing I
sleep
wanna
until
know
noon
is-
for that guy. Good old Jelly
yeah,
Belly.
Right up.
Yeah.
Yep, he's going to have to get up with the donuts,
Mm-hmm.
which probably won't be hard. But anyway,
Good
did
incentive.
Kinzinger get in?
Yeah, Kinzinger won. He didn't.
And Rodney Davis
Oh,
won.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. There is a God. Okay, now, well, you kids have a fun day with this.
Oh, yeah,
Bye.
it's fun.
Thanks,
for
Mom.
the call, Cindy. Yeah, and Rodney Davis, by the way, another cautionary tale. Don't just regurgitate what CNN reports like some local news outlets did. They called Londrigan the winner.
Yes.
And I'm looking at the races, the results. I'm
I
like,
got a little heart attack.
We went where I was like, we went county by county. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I got Rodney Davis up 4,000 votes. How are they calling her? And we're looking at the counties that are standing, the rural counties that Rodney Davis normally wins. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And then it made sense when CNN took down their call of Londrigan winning, and Rodney Davis ended up winning the race. So anyway.
But even that race was a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Yeah, because of U of I.
Right, and the youngins over there.
Yeah.
But they didn't win. He did.
Tom Sedeka in Barrington
The
for
Tom
now.
Hey guys, can you get back to me? I just threw up listening to those audio clips.
What are you talking about?
Susanna.
The
Pritzker and Mendoza. My goodness.
Okay, no, please don't. Don't, please.
Oh.
I've got a very fragile stomach this morning.
Jelly Belly's got a binge and purge. She's on a program. All right,
So-
Tom, go ahead.
You guys had, what's best, worst, whatever. I got to tell you, really disappointed in Peter Roscom. Just a good guy, non-controversial. Losing to this smarmy, visceral hypocrite is just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Number two, we got to hope for the most, on a national basis, the most productive lame duck session in history to at least get something done with the border. And, finally, I don't understand J.B. Pritzker saying, are you ready for the fight?
Yeah,
what
what
fight?
fight?
You got a supermajority. You got a Democratic attorney general that's not going to look into corruption. The question is, are you ready for the flight? And I'm going to call you guys back when I have my date for the caravan heading west.
Very good. Thanks for the call,
And thank
Tom.
you for the job you've done educating the Illinois voters. You guys have done an outstanding job.
Oh,
Thank
clearly.
you for that.
Yeah, clearly. Thanks for the call, Tom.
persuasive.
Yeah, clearly.
Well, no, I mean,
Yeah, hey, you're welcome, Illinois, for the education we've done. Really paying dividends, isn't it? Bill in LaSalle County.
Hi, thanks for taking my call, Dan and Amy. I've got a question for you regarding 2020 Senate seat of Dick Durbin.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be Lisa Madigan's anointing? And who do the Republicans even have that we could put up there other than possibly Adam Kinzinger?
it's Kinzinger. Well,
I think Dick Durbin's going to end up running again because
really again,
exciting times. And I mean, I the Republican, I don't know. Do we still put up candidates for statewide office? I thought we stopped doing that. I don't think we're going to put up any candidates for statewide offices anymore. So
because that would make too much sense.
yeah, I mean, I don't. What? Because then, then it upsets the Democrats in charge, and the last thing the Republican Party in this state wants to do is upset anybody, especially Democrats. So I don't think we want to upset Dick Durbin, Bill. Do you? No, we don't want to do that. Let's just concede the seat. That's what we do. We concede Senate seats. We concede governor's mansions. We concede legislative seats. That's what we do. So let's just continue. What do you think? Thanks for the call, Bill.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
The following is a paid announcement.
Now, Geiger Wealth brings you Retire with Confidence.
Thanks for joining us today, where once a week we get together to talk about retirement planning. Bill Geiger, welcome. I know that your firm focuses on helping couples in their late 50s to early 60s retire with confidence. I've heard you say in the past where a 401k can be both a blessing and a curse. What do you mean by that?
Well, Mike, if you're in your late 50s to early 60s, you have got two really big jobs to do between now and the time you retire. The first big job is to make sure you don't have any big losses at this stage of your life. Most people at this stage of your life have more money they've ever had before, and you really don't want a big loss. Mm-hmm. The other job, you want to make sure that you start creating dependable, sustainable income for yourself so you can pay your bills in retirement. Here's the problem with a 401k plan. It's a blessing and a curse. You sign up for a 401k plan, the money comes out before taxes, you get employer matches, and you kind of forget about it. One day you look up, and there's a whole bunch of money there. That's nice. That's the blessing part. The curse part is there's only two flavors of ice cream in a 401k. That is risk and money market. And you're either at risk or you're not making anything whatsoever. A lot of people don't know this, Mike, but there is a provision in the tax code and in most employers' retirement plans that while you're still working, you can roll the contents of your 401k plan out of the 401k plan into an IRA, and you can still continue participating in your 401k plan. In the IRA, you have so much more choice in terms of what you want to do. Mike, I know you're going to talk about this in just a moment, but for the first 5 callers who call in with at least $500,000 in their portfolio, we're going to sit down with them personally on a complimentary basis and help them put together a full-blown plan for their retirement and take control of their 401k.
Bill, this is an incredible opportunity. Folks, nothing can be more frustrating than working hard your entire life, saving as much as possible for retirement, than having no idea how you're going to make your life savings last 20 to 30 years or more. Bill and his team at Geiger Wealth can help.
They have a special offer for you today. They're going to sit down with you personally to create a full-blown plan for your retirement. Folks, this is up to a $3,000 value. It's complimentary for the next 5 callers who have at least $500,000 saved for retirement. Call 800-681-2498. That's 800-681-2498. Together with you, Bill and his team are going to translate the complex financial planning process into easy-to-understand steps with a roadmap to help you get to where you need to be. Call Geiger Wealth right now for your complimentary, personalized, full-blown retirement plan. 800-681-2498. That's 800-681-2498.
Geiger Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance offered through DeBlanco Inc.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
What does Democrat control of the House mean for economic growth? We'll ask Steve Moore, chief economist for CNN, at 7:37.
And what does President Trump's, what does this last night's election mean for the future of President Trump, especially in 2020? But first, let's get into the newsroom. Here is Mike Scott.
Gray skies, 37 degrees. Democrats won the House last night, but Republicans outperformed expectations in the Senate. Appear to be increasing their majority as the morning goes along. Governor's race is a little bit of a toss-up. Republicans do get a high-profile win, maybe their biggest win of the night, with Ohio Attorney General Mike DeWine moving into that state's top job.
Tomorrow morning we get to work, and we begin the hard work necessary to create a better, a brighter future for every single Ohioan and take us to a new level of prosperity.
High-profile victories in Florida, governor and Senate, possibly in Georgia as well. Democrats gain congressional seats in Michigan, Kansas, and in Pennsylvania. But it's not the blue wave, according to most political experts, that Democrats had hoped for. A wounded veteran mocked on Saturday Night Live has been elected to Congress. Texas Republican Dan Crenshaw elated with his win.
You just got told that the 2nd District would want you to represent them in Washington, and that means a great deal to me. It's a huge weight on my shoulders in a very good way. Reminds me of the responsibility that I now have.
Crenshaw, Navy SEAL, lost his right eye in 2012 on SNL last weekend. Comedian Pete Davidson said Crenshaw looked like, quote, a hitman in a porno movie, end quote. 2 Democrats are celebrating after winning traditionally Republican congressional districts here in the Chicago suburbs. Lauren Underwood and Sean Casten with wins over Randy Holmgren and Peter Roskam. Cook County Commissioner Jesus Chuy Garcia replaces longtime Illinois Congressman Luis Gutierrez. J.B. Pritzker will be the next governor of the state of Illinois, the billionaire Democrat defeating billionaire incumbent Governor Bruce Rauner. Susana Mendoza holds on to her post as Illinois Comptroller. Board chairman in DuPage County stays with Dan Cronin. Sheriff in DuPage County stays with the Republican James Mendrick. County clerk in Kane County stays with the Republican Jack Cunningham. The Kendall County clerk, also a Republican, Debbie Gillette. Robin O'Connor, a Democrat, is the county clerk in Lake County. Sheriff in Lake County, Mark Curran, holds on to that post, while Sheriff in Will County goes to Democrat Mike Kelly. Chicago sports, Blackhawks are moving forward without Joe Quenneville. The team fired the veteran coach yesterday. Hawks take on the Hurricanes at home tomorrow. Bulls in New Orleans tonight to take on the Pelicans. Loyola breaks the ice on the college basketball season with a win over UMKC, 76-45. The news is a service of the Positive Coaching Alliance. Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA is a national nonprofit offering more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports. Coaches, parents, students, administrators visit PCADevZone.org. 7:35 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
This stuff is the best stuff I've ever taken. I don't take any medicine. I take nothing. If I get a little scratchy throat or even a headache, I take the vegetables. It works very fast. Or I'm feeling like a little down, tired, I take 3 of them, 4 of them, and I'm right up back to where I was. It's unreal how this stuff works, and I rave about it. This guy's a genius when it comes down to it. If anyone's skeptical about taking something. I get it. There's thousands of products out there. Look, you can be confident in this because the one thing that makes me really, really happy about is that you guys make the capsule out of a plant-based product. It's not crap. It's real food, like you would put on the dinner table.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Hey guys, Ken here from the hit podcast Today's Growth, now heard regularly in 18 countries. What percentage of you listening to this commercial often say to yourself, what could I do to make more money, or how can we increase our business? I'm guessing that's most of you. Have you ever heard knock on the door and it'll open? Well, my friends at Income Store have doors you can open that can help you or your family make more money, or doors that lead to an increase in revenue for any business of any size. Income Store has 2 main doors on their website. These doors lead to over 2,000 revenue-generating ideas and products. Although a few of their products are pricey, 90+% of their growth formulas are delivered free or nearly free. Income Store's growth products and ideas have been publicized and featured on Forbes, Inc., USA Today, and recently the Biography Channel. Could your household or business use a revenue shot in the backside? Are you sick of your checkbook talking back and saying no? If so, you need to knock on the doors of IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
Hi, I'm Tom Sadeka, President and CEO of Precision Payroll of America. We're the 35-year-old company whose first employee and first client are still working together. We have so many wonderful clients, but with me today is someone very special.
Hi, I'm Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA. We are a nonprofit student organization battling the bias and indoctrination in America's high schools and colleges every day. We are on over 1,000 campuses and continue to grow. Precision Payroll has been there since day one and has helped us immensely as we grew to a truly national organization. No one in the business is better than Precision Payroll. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Charlie. What you're doing is so important. To learn more and help, go to tpusa.com. That's tpusa.com.
And for your business, let Precision Payroll make a difference for you. Call Tom at 630-242-1507. That's 630-242-1507. Or online at precisionpayroll.com.
Thank you, Charlie.
Check out the newest podcast from the Associated Press, Ground Game, hosted by AP's Meghan Crane. A weekly conversation about top political issues ahead of the upcoming midterm elections. Available on Apple Podcasts.
7:38, and a check of the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Talamonte.
Northbound Tri-State traffic is stop and go from 95th to the Hinsdale Oasis and from the Reagan Tollway to Balmoral. The Adams and Reagan Tollways are okay at the moment. Northbound Veterans Ward, it's slow going from I-55 most of the way to St. Charles and the Army Trail toll to 290. Southbound 53's bottled up, Kirchhoff to Higgins. Edens, 24 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose. Outbound 23, the Kennedy, hour and 5 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. 31 minutes from Montrose, 28 on the Express. The Eisenhower's 55 minutes, 390 to downtown. 38 from Manhunt. Stevenson, an hour and 2 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan, 34 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 28 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Bishop 422. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, breezy, chilly times of clouds and sun and a high of 44. Partly cloudy and cold, 27 overnight. 36 at O'Hare. Next news at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Money Hour Radio Show, Saturday afternoons at 3 on AM 560, The Answer. Brought to you by Pearshell Financial Group.
If you're talking about it, I'll be talking about it. Dennis Prager here. Join me this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. One other local note. Referendum. Hinsdale School District referendum, $166 million bond issue.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Zach Model at Atlas Toolworks, friend of the show, and people that actually looked at the particulars of the proposal and the economic impact in terms of property taxes, shot it down. So that $166 million bond issue, just enough high information voters in the Hinsdale School District to shoot down that gambit. So there's something, I guess. I don't know. You know, they're not going to have that natatorium. Well, they're not going to have that natatorium they wanted to use to host a forthcoming Summer Olympics game.
Right.
But maybe they'll see what they can do about making do in Hinsdale.
I hope they're going to be
with
okay.
what they have.
We should send them some fruit baskets. I worry about them.
The loss of the House, is that the beginning of the end for the Trump presidency? Because this has been much bandied about over the last 12 hours. And, oh, by the way, 2 years. There's a great little mashup put together just to provide some context to what you're likely to hear from Democrats as well as their comm shop, the D.C. Press Corps, over the next several days. Because we've been hearing it every step of the way since Trump was inaugurated.
Breaking news, a new bombshell. One astrologer says this means the beginning of the end for President Donald Trump.
The beginning of the end of the Trump presidency. Trump will resign.
Trump is going to resign.
Is this the tipping point? I know we've said it over and over.
You think this is a tipping point?
And over and over.
This is a tipping point.
And over and over.
Breaking news, President Trump off the rails.
It was the beginning of the end today.
The beginning of the end.
It reminds me a lot of the last days of Nixon.
Breaking news tonight, new bombshell.
This is the beginning, not the end.
The beginning of the end.
The walls are closing in.
The wall's closing in.
The wall's closing in.
Breaking overnight bombshell.
This is a very dramatic day, and I think it might be near a tipping point. Do you think this is a tipping point?
This is unbelievable. This is remarkable. Have you ever seen anything like this?
His presidency is crippled.
Aren't you so impressed with the dizzying intellects that just repeat the same phrase that their brethren repeat? Tipping point, beginning of the end. Yeah. End days of presidency. Bombshells going off on CNN every
I'm scared.
half hour on the hour. It's just fascinating because you'll hear that hysteria with Pelosi being restored as speaker, and everything else about Pelosi's been restored. Someone not restored as speaker. So just a little bit of grounding for what is likely to ensue in the wake of yesterday's results. For more grounding, we're pleased to be joined by Steve Moore, Wall Street Journal columnist and chief economist for the aforesaid CNN. Steve, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Hey, guys. Good morning. By the way, just when you thought Illinois couldn't possibly get bluer, it did.
We always can find a new bottom. That's what we're good at.
Wow, it's amazing. I mean, look, for the Republicans, this was, I think there's a lot of sighs of relief. Last night was certainly not a wonderful night for Republicans, but the blue wave didn't happen. It was a blue ripple. And, obviously the Republicans, what did they lose? What's the latest count on how many they lost in the House? At 30?
Yeah, around 30.
30. But, the Senate races, I think they're going to be up 4, possibly. There's, I think, 3 that are still out. So, look, I mean, this is not the blue wave that the Democrats thought. All of their star candidates, what's his name, Beto
O'Rourke, yes,
Texas, he went down, and, of course, the Gillum went down in Florida. The lady went down in Georgia.
Abrams.
These were the ones that were on CNN every single 2 hours for the last 2 months. And so I think, and by the way, this is going to sound counterintuitive, and I didn't say this before the election because I didn't want to discourage people from voting, but I actually think that Trump is very well set up right now. I wanted the Republicans to lose the House. They've lost the House. Now this gives Trump needs to run against something. And who better in the United States of America to run against than the least popular politician in the country? And that's Nancy Pelosi. And so I think this sets up Trump well for 2000 and the Republicans for 2020. And 2020 is really the one that matters. This was just a warm-up match.
Well, what does it mean though for advancing any policies in furtherance of
There
tax?
wasn't going to be any agenda advanced even if the Republicans held the House. The Republicans don't have any agenda right now in the House.
Well,
so
I mean,
I would rather have the Republicans have Here, I'm going to tell you something, Dan Amy.
Okay.
I believe one of the reasons this is actually kind of good news for the Republicans is the Republicans now, they have not been exactly fiscal conservatives, right, in terms of controlling the budget and the debt. I believe now that the Republicans are in the minority in the House, they will be much more fiscally conservative than they were when they were in the majority.
Okay, so you never want Republicans in charge of the House again. I mean, I don't understand this.
No, I actually want them to take back everything in 2020. But I was disgusted by the way Republicans spent money in 2017 and 2018. The budget went way up. The Republicans lost their fiscal mooring, and they deserved a spanking. And guess what? They got one.
So President Trump said that he's going to, change his tone because do you think it may have hurt the party in regards to the midterm elections?
Wait, he said? Did you say?
Yeah, no, he was interviewed by Axios, and he said that now, moving forward, he's going to watch his tone.
Look, I've known Donald Trump now for almost 3 years. He's not. This tiger is not going to change its stripes. I mean, he's going to continue to say things that sometimes are crazy. I mean, I always say you got to watch what the guy does. Don't listen to what he says. But no, I don't expect him to change much in terms of his tone. I mean, I think every state. Trump was kind of a big winner last night. The big states that he went to, states like Tennessee, states like Missouri, states like Texas, he carried a lot of these candidates over the goal line. So, I don't think he has a black eye from this election. Oh, look, this is a midterm election. I lived through 1994 and 2010 when Republicans in a midterm election won every single seat from local dog catcher to every governorship and Senate seat in America. This was not the kind of wave that you would get if the president were as unpopular as Democrats think he is.
So if we're not going to see much from Congress, which you're sort of suggesting, other than the 52 investigations they want to launch into the Trump administration, then it seems the key for Trump between now and 2020 is to get more trade deals done, particularly with China, to get lower tariffs, to make sure we continue to grow economically, because if China goes into recession, if Europe goes into recession, that bodes badly for us, and it bodes badly for Trump and Republicans in 2020.
Right. Look, this is all about the economy. And by the way, the economy is what saved the Republicans, no question about it. I mean, if we hadn't had this great jobs report, great consumer confidence numbers, great unemployment numbers, and so on right before the election, I think the losses for the Republicans would have been much deeper. People say the election wasn't an issue here. Sure was. It's what really saved the. Can you imagine the beating Republicans would have taken if we'd had a bad economy? And we would have lost a lot of these Senate seats. We would have lost probably 25 more House seats. The economy is everything, especially in the presidential election. And look, I'm going to put the odds right now at about 65 to 70% that Trump is now going to get reelected after what happened last night. This is a president who has a huge following. I mean, you look at what happened in those rallies that he had around the country. I mean, they were, a lot of those places, they were turning away tens and tens of thousands of people who couldn't even get in the stadium. By the way, the other kind of, if you want to talk about losers in this election, what about Barack Obama? I mean, every single candidate he stumped for virtually lost.
Well, that's right, but those to provide a nice point about the Elmer Gantry from Hyde Park, the crowds go away at some point, and so particularly if you're just a flim-flam man. And so the point about Trump still being very popular and having a loyal base and drawing crowds, that could change if things go south with the economy.
Yes, you're right about that. So I totally agree with you. So if we have an economy anywhere close to as strong 2 years from now as it is today, anywhere close, Trump is going to win a 40-state landslide re-election. If the economy goes south, you're right. We're looking at the other question to think about is where do the Democrats go from here? Their radical left-wing, agenda and a program, on immigration, on Medicare for all this crazy stuff, that didn't fare too well. And I think one of the big winners on the Democratic side is Joe Biden. I think Biden will come across as kind of a reasonable Democrat. I don't think he's that reasonable, but I think compared to Bernie Sanders, he certainly is. And I would say right now he's got to be the front runner for the Democratic nomination.
Right. So President Trump, he's waking up pretty much to a new era in Washington. Do you think that he'll be able to work with House Democrats?
I don't think that the House Democrats want to work with Donald Trump, frankly. I mean, look, Trump is a deal maker. Yes, he would love to make deals with Democrats. They have no intention of They believe the guy's evil. You know, what is that Pelosi said? The first thing we're going to do is require Trump to release his tax returns. I mean, really?
Right.
Didn't we litigate that in the 2016 election? I mean, they made a big deal of the tax returns. He said he wasn't going to release them, and you know, Americans felt that was so important they would have voted for Hillary Clinton. So, you know, the impeachment and investigation and tax return, you know, agenda. Do you think that's actually the agenda the American people want to see over the next 2 years? I think Trump would love to make a deal on immigration and infrastructure. I don't think the Democrats want to do it.
He is Steve Moore, chief economist for CNN, Wall Street Journal columnist. Steve, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Okay, and he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Listen to podcasts of Dan and Amy from the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Want your home's furnace to stay safe and reliable? And want to prevent any potential problems before they happen? At your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, we recommend an annual furnace inspection and tune-up. Right now, get a $79 furnace tune-up. Call 855-1-HOUR. Because not taking care of your furnace, that's just cold.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
If the election of Donald Trump was an earthquake, his accomplishments since are the aftershocks no one saw coming. From best-selling author Stephen E. Strang comes Trump Aftershock, the president's seismic impact on culture and faith in America. Trump Aftershock offers unique insights that will cut through the media noise and reveal what they won't tell you. Gain a better understanding of the political, emotional, and spiritual dimensions at work in Trump Aftershock. Available where fine books are sold.
Is your sump pump working? Are you sure? Hi, I'm Roy Spencer of Permaseal. After every big storm, we get calls from distressed homeowners whose basements have flooded because their pump equipment failed. And they too assumed that they were safe because it worked last time. At Permaseal, we know the only way to ensure your pumps are in working order is to test them every day. Introducing the Basement Defender, the only device that will actively test your pumps and alert you to any problems every day. The Basement Defender will also monitor the temperature and humidity of your basement or crawl space, which will help avoid frozen pipes and costly mold issues. Our Basement Defender customers have the ultimate peace of mind. They know that their pump equipment is working, allowing them to rest peacefully during storms. You deserve that same peace of mind. Call Permaseal and ask about the Basement Defender, 800-421-SEAL, or visit permaseal.net.
This is Dan Proft with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Potty-mouthed DNC Chairman Tom Perez said bigotry is on the ballot in the midterm election. True, but it's the left's bigotry. The most enduring takeaway from this election cycle is that the left has one and only one solution to every policy challenge: bigot baiting. Spin the wheel, pick an issue, advocate for border security by using the very real example of an illegal immigrant cop killer, and CNN's Kate Bolden calls you a racist. Defend an individual's Second Amendment right to self-protection, and you're conspiring with white supremacists and quote-unquote demonizing Jews, as former DNC Chairman Howard Dean said of President Trump. Support voter ID laws to protect every American's franchise, and you're in the business of preventing poor and black people from voting, said CNN legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin. Exist as a white man, and you're by definition part of the greatest terror threat facing America, per CNN's Don Lemon, and are likely to be radicalized to commit a hate-inspired crime by President Trump, according to GQ's Julia E. Hoffey. The Democrat socialists live at the intersection of vacuous identity politics and mindless rage. It's a dangerous neighborhood and a terrible place to locate a country.
Hey, fall is here, and so are those weekend cleanup projects. Hey, Sean Hannity here to tell you that getting organized is simple and easy with Store Lock Modular Systems, the best tool cabinet you'll ever buy. They're durable, Store Lock Modular Systems. They're built the old-fashioned way, made to order, exactly how you want it, and they're 100% crafted in the USA. And these storage systems have dividers, liners, layouts. All are made with quality materials, including steel ball bearings and heat-treated steel rollers. Store Lock is so strong that each drawer holds up to 400 pounds. Your custom system is powder-coated in-house in any color that you want, plus it's fully assembled when it ships, so you can get organized really fast. Store Lock fits any home or business, will last a lifetime with its 55-year top-to-bottom warranty. All you have to do is order today and receive your system in about 4 weeks. Call now at 1-800-STOR-LOC. That's Store Lock, 1-800-STORE-LOCK. and check out storelock.com for upcoming events.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I'm definitely feeling better because now that I'm feeling better, I have more energy to be able to do more things. Before I couldn't, I was in severe pain with my back and I really couldn't function without taking an ibuprofen. And I haven't had to do that.
The first day energy level was up by about 30%. Stamina was probably up 40%. Alertness was probably 20-25%. Afternoons, I'd get groggy, doggy. Just in 2 days, that is gone.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
For more than a half century, Mueller CPA and Financial Advisory has provided audit, tax, outsourced accounting, business consulting, and financial advisory services to Chicagoland companies. Mueller provides customized financial guidance to a client base that includes independent business owners, startups, local government, and nonprofits. I'm with Dave Nissen, Mueller Managing Partner.
Thanks, Dan. Mueller values being part of the community for the last 50 years, meeting our clients' financial service needs. A major component of meeting those needs is our professionals' superb knowledge and their ability to deliver timely and quality solutions to meet our clients' challenges. Whether you're interested in tax minimization strategies, looking to expand your business, or need assistance with business planning, our team can help. Our goal is your company's financial success today and over a lifetime.
For questions about how the recent legislative changes can specifically affect your business or how to effectively plan for these changes, call Dave Nissen at 847-888-8600 or visit MuellerCPA.com. That's Mueller, MUELLER, CPA.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, just building off our conversation with Steve Moore, a little bit about what the Democrats have in store because of what they celebrate, right? Sort of gives you an insight into where this will continue to go, and they are celebrating. So they think what they've been doing is what they should continue to do, and thus they will. Van Jones, a professional Obama suck toy, who apparently has some kind of show on CNN as well.
Saturday nights. Replace Mike Huckabee, I'm not happy. Oh, no, that was on Fox. Excuse me.
Okay.
The show's on Saturday night, so nobody watches it.
So he opined, after being a little down in the mouth early in the evening.
Well, yeah, he was upset about the gubernatorial races in Georgia and Florida.
Yeah, but he got a little happier when it became clear that Democrats were going to take the House. He had this to say about that.
I don't know how many hours ago it was. You said this was heartbreaking. Where is your head now?
My heart has been restored.
Giggle.
One-party rule
Seriously,
in the United States, thank God, and the beginning of a new Democratic Party. Younger, browner, cooler, more women, more veterans, can win in Michigan, can win in Pennsylvania, can win in Ohio. We have the first Muslim women, first Native American women, of the first black woman from Massachusetts, first Latina from Texas. It may not be a blue wave, it's a rainbow wave. It's something happening out there, and I'm happy about it.
Yep, you got Sharice Davids, who's the first lesbian Native American congresswoman from Kansas, and that's a real game changer for I don't know what.
Yay.
But that's what the Democrats think are important. Do you?
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We'll pick up this conversation with Selena Zito from the Washington Examiner, also the author of The Great Revolt. Will Trump's Great Revolt continue after losing the House?
But first, into the newsroom we go. Here's Mike Scott.
Democrat challengers in Illinois, Underwood and Kasten, beat GOP incumbents. Rauner preaches unity after losing to Pritzker. The Blackhawks fire Coach Q. WIND Chicago News Time, 8 o'clock.
This is a Fox News alert. Democrats take back control of the House. I'm Dave Anthony.
We have all had enough of division.
Nancy Pelosi called for bipartisanship, working with Republicans who will still control the Senate. But Pelosi, who could be Speaker again, also said
it's about restoring the Constitution's checks and balances to the Trump administration.
And that will likely lead to new investigations into the White House, maybe even into Trump businesses or taxes. Counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway, told Fox it's a tale of two Democrats.
On the one hand, we want to work, we want to unify, we want to engage with the White House. And on the other hand, subpoenas and investigations.
Now, the president will have a news conference in 2.5 hours. He just tweeted, if Democrats think they're going to waste taxpayer money in the House, we will likewise be forced to consider investigating them for all the leaks of classified info and much more. In the Senate, where Republicans flipped 4 seats and lost 1. Dean Heller was beaten in Nevada, but the GOP won in Indiana, Missouri, North Dakota, and Florida. Fox's Evan Brown's live in Broward County.
Florida's term-limited Republican Governor Rick Scott is now senator-elect after results last night showed paper-thin lead of about 0.8 of a percentage point over 3-term incumbent Democrat Bill Nelson.
You know, there's going to be a lot of pundits who are going to analyze this race. There's a lot of people who are going to pour over all those inaccurate polls.
Now, Scott last night at his campaign headquarters in Naples. Nelson has yet to officially concede. His campaign says they'll announce something today. Scott, though, will be succeeded as governor by Republican Ron DeSantis, who beat Democrat Andrew Gillum by 1%, Dave.
Evan, Democrats did have a big night in other states. They flipped 7 Republican governor seats in all. A Fox News voter analysis shows by a 9% margin more independents voted Democrat. More women also supported Democrats than Republican, especially suburban women. But more white voters and men backed Republicans. This is Fox News.
Gray skies, 37 degrees at 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. J.B. Pritzker will be the next governor of the state of Illinois.
Throughout this campaign, I've ended every speech with one question, and I want to ask it to you now. Are you ready for the fight?
The Democrat billionaire celebrated with supporters last night after cruising to a victory over first-term incumbent Republican Bruce Rauner. 2 Democrats are celebrating after easily winning traditionally Republican districts in the Chicago suburbs. Lauren Underwood beat out Republican incumbent Randy Holtgren in the 14th. In Illinois 6, Sean Casten unseated 6-term Republican U.S. Representative Peter Roskam. Susana Mendoza holds on to her post as Illinois Comptroller, and State Senator Kwame Raoul will become Illinois' first new Attorney General in 16 years.
I've worked on voting rights. I've worked on the access to health care. I've worked to protect a woman's right to choose. It's the work of my life. But I'm just getting started.
Raoul beating out Republican Erica Harold yesterday. Democrats look on track to have won 72 seats in the General Assembly in the House. That would put them in a supermajority position, while Republicans have been in a superminority in the Illinois Senate since 2014. Chicago sports, Blackhawks move forward without Coach Quenneville. Team fired veteran Coach Q and named Jeremy Colleton as his replacement. Hawks and Hurricanes at home tomorrow night. Bulls in New Orleans to take on the Pelicans this evening. College hoops, Loyola with the college basketball icebreaker last night and a win over University of Missouri, Kansas City. It's 8:03, time for the AM 560 Business Beat. And from the Fox Business Network, here's Ginny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, the midterm elections are over and stock futures are rallying. More corporations are reporting earnings this morning. Adidas is predicting strong sales this year after its business picked up over the summer. Dish Network made more money even though its number of subscribers declined. Luxury fashion company Hermes says business improved in all its markets over the summer quarter. However, Michael Kors reported a mixed quarter. Its sales were weaker in Europe. The parent company of Food Lion and Stop & Shop is working on robot automated warehouses to fill its online orders. Reuters says Ahold, which also owns Hannaford and Peapod, wants to make delivery times faster. There will be mini robot supermarkets attached right to grocery stores. The Dow was up 173 yesterday. NASDAQ gained 47, S&P up 17. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
8:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Finally, all the shouting is over. We now have winners and losers. This election season seemed to be more difficult, contentious, and even painful than ever before. For all you winners, congratulations. For all you losers, you can always try again. For the American people, time to do as we always do. Come together and heal. Hey, life will go on. America is still the greatest, best hope for the world. If you don't believe it, just stick with us. We'll get you through. AM 560, The Answer.
Looking to secure financing on a new home? Then you need to call Team Hochberg. Stephanie, account manager, contacted her credit union to get pre-qualified for a mortgage. Bad move. The credit union's alleged mortgage expert informed Stephanie she couldn't purchase a home without a cosigner. Wrong. Stephanie's grandfather would cosign, but she wanted to do it herself. After hearing hundreds of our ads, Stephanie called for a free consultation. An experienced Team Hochberg mortgage professional answered Stephanie's questions and helped her secure a mortgage without a cosigner. Let's review. The inexperienced mortgage professional at Stephanie's credit union stated she needed a cosigner to purchase a home, and Team Hochberg secured her a mortgage without a cosigner. When securing a mortgage, you could either get terrible advice at your credit union, or you could call Team Hochberg at 312-751-1333. Team Hochberg has helped thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 312-751-1333 or visit am560david.com. Pearl Mortgage, an equal housing lender, Illinois residential mortgage licensee 4358 and MLS 19186.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
.807. Let's check the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here's Jim Talamonte.
Southbound Tri-State traffic is stop and go from 21 to 137. Northbound delays are from 95th to the Hinsdale Oasis and from the Reagan Tollway to Balmoral. The Adams and Reagan tollways are okay. Veterans Memorial delays are northbound I-55 most of the way to St. Charles. Then from the Army Trail toll to 290. Southbound 53 at stop and go Northwest Highway to Higgins. Edens, 19 minutes Lake Cook to Montrose. Outbound 30. Kennedy, 56 minutes O'Hare to downtown. 34 from Montrose. 33 in the Express. Mount Eisenhower, an hour and 2 minutes. 390 to downtown. 42 minutes from Manheim. Stevenson, an hour and 14 minutes. 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Ryan is 36 minutes. 95th to downtown. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Here's our meteorologist, Kevin Snyder.
Breezy and chilly today with a mix of clouds and sun. High 44. Tonight, partly cloudy and cold with a low 27. Sunshine will give way to clouds tomorrow, high 42. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
38 at O'Hare. Next news at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by AM Woodland Outdoor Design, luxury outdoor living. amwoodland.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy. Boy, you couldn't get the smile off Nancy Pelosi's face last night. Well,
oh, hail.
Sort of.
Yeah, she was beaming. She was the belle of the ball. She's like, I got my job back.
Remember this feeling, know the power to win. And almost all congratulations to those dynamic, diverse, incredible candidates who have taken back the House for the American people. Let us salute all of our candidates.
Yeah.
For the American people.
It's about stopping the GOP and Mitch McConnell's assaults on Medicare, Medicaid, the Affordable Care Act, and the health care of 130 million Americans living with pre-existing medical conditions. Let's hear it more for pre-existing medical conditions.
Yes, we want more pre-existing medical... What? What the hell?
We want bad health for all of you.
Okay.
Those are sick, stay sick.
I know what she was attempting to
What?
say. I'm the Pelosi whisperer. I get it. But what do voters who voted in these House Democrats think they're going to get, other than a message sent to Donald Trump and a lot of paperwork shuttling back and forth between the White House and Capitol Hill? For more on the answer to that question, we're pleased to be joined again by our friend Selena Zito. She is Washington Examiner reporter, New York Post columnist, CNN contributor, and the book, the definitive book on Trump's election, The Great Revolt Inside the Populist Coalition, Reshaping American Politics. Selena, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
Is the populist revolt, Reshaping American Politics, still afoot with the mixed results last night?
Oh, absolutely. Just because a coalition doesn't win everything doesn't mean that it doesn't exist anymore. I think that last night's results, which we actually predicted at the end of our book, with big gains in the Senate and a mixed bag in the House, shows the realignment that's going on in American politics. One that both parties are incredibly unsure about because they don't really know who their voters are quite yet, and they don't know how to draw them out. I think that yesterday, as I was talking to strategists and pollsters on both sides of the aisle, it was sort of like having a conversation with Eeyore, in that they were all sort of down and depressed and not expecting to win, and that's because they didn't know who was going to show up. And while the Republicans have a lot to celebrate in those state, big Senate race wins and in those governor race wins, and also, I think it's important to look at some of these governors' races. And while the Republicans lost Michigan and Wisconsin, in Michigan, this is very specific to the state in that the Republicans didn't put a good candidate up, and he didn't run a good race, and he didn't have any money. And the Whitmer who won had a good message, which was fix the damn roads. Mm-hmm. And who doesn't want the damn roads fixed? So, and so she owned that sort of message and continued with it. And in Wisconsin, Walker was asking voters to vote for him for the 5th time in 8 years, even the most popular political poll is going to struggle with that kind of loyalty, in particular in a state where he was a polarizing figure.
Now, with Democrats in charge of the House, do you think they'll be focusing on legislation, or do you think they're going to be focusing on investigations and trying to bring down President Trump?
Well, because the Republicans still hold a very large majority in the Senate and the White House, I don't expect much legislating going on. And so what does that mean? I think it's just going to be chaotic and messy. And while the Democrats have a great story to talk about today in terms of getting women and military members elected, more moderate members, they're going to have a whole heck of a big mess in terms of who's going to be their speaker. I believe it's 37 House members pledged to not support Pelosi for speaker. Well, if that holds true, then she will not be the speaker, and then there's just going to be a mess. And they have essentially 1 year to either get it right or to just turn into a big family feud. And if it's a family feud that takes shots at the president, voters are going to say, hey, you know what, we took a chance with you, and you sort of messed it up, and we're going to send you back home. Thank you very much, but we're sending you back home.
Well,
remember, the bulk of these races were incredibly close.
Well, the other interesting thing, and you started to get to it when you're talking about some of the Midwestern races as well. You had Trump breaking through the proverbial blue wall in 2016, winning those Midwestern states, and everybody was obviously focused on the marquee Senate races. So Josh Hawley winning in Missouri and Mike Braun winning in Indiana. But a race that sort of slipped under the radar, even against the backdrop of Dem pickups of governor's mansions, that really is important, is DeWine defeating Cordry in Ohio. So again, thinking about Ohio and Florida as key bellwether states for 2020, Republicans held serve there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really funny to me. In fact, I had a story about this the other day, about the 8-year itch. And voters just tend to switch every 8 years. And that's why it was going to be challenging for Republicans to hold these governors' seats, because they'd won so many of them in 2010. But, you know, going into that, everyone was nervous. Like, every Republican operative I talked to was like nervous and didn't think DeWine was going to win. And, you know, and he's tends to be a bit of a low-key politician, and it turned out that wasn't the case at all.
And so with respect to Trump, Trump gave this interview to Sinclair before last night's results, talking about if he had to answering the question, anything you would have done differently in your first 2 years. He talked a little bit about tone. Maybe I could soften my tone. I'd like to soften my tone, but I sort of can't soften my tone because then the swamp will envelop me. What do you expect from Trump now that he has a real antagonist with sort of the assembled leadership team, whatever it looks like, of House Democrats?
It's going to be absolutely crazy. I mean, I'm not even going to pretend. And I am so sorry, but I'm on a highway and I'm going to lose you because I'm going up a mountain.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. Safe travels.
I'm so sorry.
10 and 2.
Fly.
Going up that mountain. All right. Thanks for joining us, Selena Zito, Washington Examiner reporter, columnist for the New York Post, and CNN contributor, who is taking a much needed sojourn
up a mountain,
driving up a mountain, some scenery, taking it all in, keeping the election results in perspective. Let's all do that, here as we pack up and leave Illinois.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Hey, if you're missing teeth or even a single tooth, then dental implants are a fantastic way to regain your confidence, your smile, and your dental health. Hey, Sean Hannity here. So what are you waiting for? Find out now if implants are for you. Successful implants don't come from an implant factory. Skill, treatment, installation, those are the main differences for successful lifelong implants. That's why you need to see Dr. Neruzzi at Fox River Periodontics. Dr. Neruzzi is the recommended choice of dentists that don't do implants themselves. You need the experience, the skill, and honesty that over 25 years of dental implants brings, and you're going to be happy with your implant. It's not a mass production procedure because everyone is different. And Dr. Neruzzi wants to talk to you about dental implants today.
This is Dr. Neruzzi. I personally guarantee your happiness with your implants.
Call Fox River Periodontics at 630-232-7400. They're online at implantsforme.com.
What if you could enjoy total peace of mind when it comes to home security? What if the best technology came from a local company who puts the customer's needs first? Alarm Detection Systems is the right choice for an alarm system with complete control from your phone or tablet. Know when your children arrive home from school. View live streaming video. Check up on your pets. Receive alerts for extreme temperatures. Know if leaks or floods have been detected. Get real-time text alerts sent to your phone. Family-owned and operated since 1968, Alarm Detection Systems understands that nothing is more important than the safety of your family. Your security system will be monitored by our central station in Aurora, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Alarm Detection Systems is an authorized Honeywell equipment dealer or on-site security security consultation is always free. Visit adsalarm.com or call 630-844-6322. That's 630-844-6322. Alarm license number 127000143.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I had cancer. I have fibromyalgia. I have nerve damage and fatigue. I have thalassemia. I'm hypoglycemic. So my life since cancer, I've had to learn how to live with it. But starting Balance of Nature, I felt it the first month. I felt different. It made such a difference that now I wake up, my head feels clearer, I have more energy. Very rarely does my body cramp up anymore. It's the best thing. It's just amazing. I don't know what to say. I just would not be what I am today if I didn't start Balance of Nature.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751 or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Are you a fiduciary? If you're the owner or officer of a company sponsoring a corporate retirement plan, then you are a fiduciary. Why is this important? As a fiduciary, you may be held personally liable for breaches in your 401k plan. There has been a recent surge in lawsuits related to excessive fees and fiduciary breaches targeting 401k plans, their owners, and officers. One of our newest charity golf benefactors, Clear Financial Strategies, is your retirement plan CFO, bringing together a specialized fiduciary compliance and management team to help prevent potential lawsuits, all at competitive costs. Discover if your 401k contains any hidden fees or risks, and how Clear Financial Strategies is a registered investment advisor that's a true fiduciary. Professionals placing your interests first. I suggest you request Clear Financial Strategies' custom report on company retirement plan risks. Visit my401krisks.com. That's my401krisks.com. Do it today, my401krisks.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. So Illinois, we're down to 5 Republican congressmen, all outside Chicago Metro, right? You got Kinzinger, you got your LaHood, you got your Rodney Davis, you got your John Shimkus, you got your Mike Boss. Those 5. Central and Southern Illinois, Chicagoland is been nicely swept out of Republicans at courtesy of Bruce Rauner. So you have that as part of his legacy. So I thought maybe this is an idea.
What?
Since the dead vote here, we're all familiar with that.
Right.
What about sort of taking a page out of the book of Nevada voters and just picking politicians who have passed on or people who have passed on that to be placeholder politicians, actually elect them to office.
Oh, okay.
So,
What
for
do you have in
example,
mind?
in Nevada, Dennis Hoff, the pimp.
Oh, too soon. He died a few weeks ago.
Yeah, too soon to describe him as a pimp. I mean, that's what he was. He died. He was. He made some national headlines earlier in the cycle by clinching the GOP nomination for a legislative seat in the Nevada State Legislature, and he won posthumously.
Did he really?
Yeah. So, I'm just saying.
A dead man won in Nevada.
Yeah. Just
Talk about name recognition. Oh, the Bunny Ranch. Oh, I like that place. I'm going to vote for him.
We can have Henry Hyde run against Sean Casten in 2 years. It's the best we have to offer. I mean, given what else we have to offer, isn't it? Mike in New Lenox, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
You know, I was going to say something different, but I've coined a term for part of the Republican Party now called the Fox Moose Party, where they're strong like a fox and smart like a moose. And, you know, I woke up this morning just kind of annoyed and just bothered by the fact that we had a 2-year window to do something on health care and do it in a conservative fashion and do it in a way that would prove to the country that these principles work. And we couldn't even agree amongst ourselves. We've got the loud guy on at 5 o'clock like who's the lead Fox Moose guy, saying that this ain't going to work. If it wasn't a pure ideological thing, we couldn't agree to it. We couldn't move the needle towards conservative principles. And now what you're seeing in Illinois is everyone's saying, well, okay, well, then we'll just go with what we know. And because every time Republicans are there, they can't agree to do something and prove to our voters that this stuff works.
Well,
and we have to prove it every time.
Yeah, although to be fair, it did, Obamacare replaced did get out of the House, and it stalled thanks to John McCain in the Senate. So, I mean, in terms of, to Hultgren and Roscom in particular voting for that and trying to make the argument for it. And frankly, what the Trump administration has done to actually stabilize the Obamacare exchanges, we talked about that yesterday with C.S. Tucker. And but I agree with you. Not only do we have to prove it, but we also have to continually explain it and message on it. I don't think that, frankly, the health care was as big an issue as the D.C. press corps would like you to believe, because they're using that as the sort of lever to help Democrats make the case for Medicare for all, full formal government takeover of health insurance, eliminating private health insurance altogether. So don't necessarily believe all the propaganda you're getting from Dem politicians and their spokespeople that pretend to be objective journalists in the D.C. press corps. But that doesn't mean that we didn't fall down on the job and shouldn't do a better job of messaging, and then when we have the levers of power, implementing. I think that's fair, Mike. Thanks for the call. I mean, it's the same thing in Illinois at the state level. When you have a third of the House Republican caucus vote for the largest state income tax increase in history, you think that blurs the lines for people at all? I mean, when you have your governor imposing sanctuary state legislation, becoming the most pro-abortion governor in the history of America, which is what Bruce Rauner was, you think that confuses the issue at all? Of course it does. That's why the Republican Party is the super minority party, and has been and will continue to be. I mean, this is not a party at all. This is a skit where the Republicans play the Washington Generals and the Democrats play Meadowlark Lemon and the Globetrotters. And we kind of chase them around half court, and then they score at will. And we help them score, too. We sometimes get in the act. They let us get in the act and throw the ball around, bounce the ball off our head into their basket,
Pick us last for the teams. But yeah.
Mike in Crown Point.
Good morning, guys. I think the one bright spot for me out of this is that now we've purged the party of the rhinos. I think the 40 Republican House members decided not to run. That's what did us in from the get-go. So there's, at least we know what we're dealing with, and we got something to build on going forward. The guys that are there want to be there. They campaigned on what Trump wants to do. So the worst-case scenario is nothing's going to get done by either party the next 2 years. And the Democrats will show their true colors. And in 2020, I expect to see an onslaught.
Thanks for the call, Mike. Yeah, I mean, oftentimes that's the best possible outcome is politicians not doing anything, just standing there. Ralph in Rantoul.
Good morning. I'm still trying to formulate some sort of positive spin regarding last night. I'm just not there yet. I think I need more time. But regarding the dead guy in Nevada that got elected, look,
the pimp.
Right now I know that. Oh yeah, the pimp guy.
Yeah.
I know that right now in most places, except maybe Florida in the future, because they just gave 1.4 million felons the right to vote. But in most places, when you're locked up someplace, you're pretty much shut out of the official political process. I mean, you can still run your criminal enterprises from your jail cell, but nobody's supposed to find out about it. So if the dead guy got elected, he could be probably just as effective from where he is now in the netherworld. Theoretically, to a guy locked up in prison, I think they should just let him hold the office.
Well, I think that's a fair point. And look, I mean, I've seen it in Springfield. I mean, oftentimes you're having staff vote for the putative legislators on legislation anyway. So, I mean, it's not like they need to physically be there, and it's not like they're physically thinking for themselves. So why not? I think I think this is a whole new area of candidate recruitment that we haven't properly explored.
Dead people.
Yeah.
Right, dead people. I'd like to maybe get my dead great-grandfather on the ballot. He was supposedly a pretty decent guy.
All right.
But Illinois,
sure. What do you think?
Holy cow.
What do you think? What office would be good for your dead grandfather?
Maybe vice president.
All right. You're going to skip ahead to national office, not do anything local first?
Yeah, why not? I mean, he's seniority. If Biden, they talk about
same age,
the
probably.
Dead guy, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps. Maybe they were boyhood friends.
Yeah.
But in Illinois, what the heck is Illinois going to do? Because it's beyond the point of no return. Does the whole state have to catch fire like a dumpster fire before something happens?
We're going to be sucked into an alternative dimension like an episode of Black Mirror. That is my prediction for Illinois. Thanks for the call, Ralph.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We'll pick up our discussion of the national political implications from yesterday's results with Matthew Connetti, editor of the Washington Free Beacon, at 8:38.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Gray skies, 37 degrees, and President Trump holding a news conference this morning. The day after the midterms, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders tweeting out that the president will hold that event about 10:30 this morning. Counselor to the president, Kellyanne Conway, this morning saying the president reached out to both sides of the aisle as the election results came in.
The president had many phone calls, including with Nancy Pelosi, who somehow on the phone didn't mention investigations and subpoenas, didn't mention that in her comments last night. And who knows who the Democrats will choose as their leaders in the House.
Republicans will still keep control of the Senate with a commanding lead there. The wild election night still undecided, and we'll tell you why. Democrat Ned Lamont is the apparent winner of Connecticut's governor's race. Several organizations are now declaring finally Lamont the winner there with 48.4% of the vote, 1.3% more than Republican former GE executive Bob Stefanowski, who campaigned as Bob the Rebuilder in that state. Stefanowski has already said this morning if he loses officially, he'll file a lawsuit accusing voters of registering past the 8 p.m. deadline, and there may be some actual evidence of that happening, according to Stefanowski, that he has. The Democrats did win the House, but some of the Democrats' biggest rising national stars went down in flames last night. Andrew Gillum lost to Republican Ron DeSantis in Florida. Beto O'Rourke lost to incumbent Republican Ted Cruz. Another story we're following for you this morning, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's meeting with top North Korean officials has been called off at the last minute. It was scheduled to take place on Thursday. Now the State Department says it will take place at a later date. Recapping the night in Illinois for Democrats, J.B. Pritzker, the next governor, State Senator Kwame Raoul will take over as Attorney General for Lisa Madigan. Susana Mendoza holding on to her post as comptroller for now. Insiders continue to speculate she'll run for mayor of Chicago. Chicago sports last night found the Blackhawks moving ahead without Joel Quenneville as coach, firing the veteran. While the Hawks prepare to take on the Hurricanes next, the Bulls are in New Orleans tonight. The news service of Eggland's Best Organic Eggs. Only the best for your family. Going organic? Then go with the best. Eggland's Best Organic Eggs. More farm fresh taste and 100% organic quality. Superior nutrition, too, for your family. It should be Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs. 8:33. I'll have a check of traffic and weather coming up next on AM 560.
Dennis Prager explains the left's ideal situation.
Remember Nancy Pelosi? Didn't she say that once where we could sit back and write poetry and compose music? This is the ideal, that somehow you will be fed, clothed, and housed without actually doing anything. It's character destroying socialism.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Right now, are you sitting in your home afraid to go out in public? Afraid to be seen in a restaurant? Afraid to talk or smile knowing those dentures will fall out at any minute? I'm Dr. Howard Cooper from Excellence in Dentistry, and we can handle all your worries. We have a complete in-house denture lab, and we're here to help you smile and eat with all the confidence again. Every day I see folks like Mary, whose family didn't know where else to turn. Mary's been losing weight and wouldn't eat with her ill-fitting dentures. After talking with Mary, we realized that not only did her denture not fit well, but she hated the way it made her look. We fabricated a new denture that day, and we designed it with Mary's concerns in mind. The smile on her face when we finished conveyed the greatest feeling of all. Mary not only looked beautiful, but she was happy and couldn't wait to get downstairs and hit the restaurant. Mary is happy and her family is happy. That's what we do for our patients. We change their lives. Call us at 847-244-4000 for your free consultation. Don't hide in your house any longer. Again, call us at 847-244-4000. We are located in Gurnee at Washington and 21 in Saratoga Square. Excellence in dentistry, creating excellence one smile at a time.
On AM 560 The Answer, we talk about the important issues that affect your world. Things like the economy, education, and foreign policy. There's always so much going on in the news that we don't always have the time to focus in and talk about the big ideas behind the important issues. Enter Upstream Ideas online at upstream-ideas.com. Upstream Ideas, in partnership with the Illinois Opportunity Project, provides the kind of information that informs the policy discussions happening here on AM 560. At Upstream Ideas, you'll broaden the debate, move beyond partisan assumptions, and challenge accepted beliefs. Upstream Ideas goes against the current and thinks upstream. Go online now at upstream-ideas.com. That's upstream-ideas.com. You'll be armed with new information and fresh perspectives to help encourage you to make the state of Illinois and the United States of America a bit freer, a bit more just, and a bit more civilized. Upstream-ideas.com.
Check out the newest podcast from the Associated Press, Ground Game, hosted by AP's Megan Crane. A weekly conversation about top political issues ahead of the upcoming midterm elections. Available on Apple Podcasts.
8:36. Let's get a check on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Talamonte.
Inbound Kennedy traffic is jammed Montrose to the Burns Circle. It is an hour and 8 minutes, so here to downtown. 58 minutes from Montrose, 54 in the Express. Outbound 42 to the airport. Eden's 19 minutes, Lake Cook to the Kennedy. Outbound it's 27. Eisenhower, an hour and 10 minutes, 390 to downtown, 50 minutes from Manheim, outbound 47 to 390. Stevenson, an hour and 14 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 45 minutes. Ryan is 40 minutes, 95 to downtown, I-57, Bishop Ford, both 25 minutes, I-80 to the merge. Northbound Tri-State bottled up 95th to 31st, down from the Reagan Tollway to Balmoral. Eastbound Reagan Tollway, still Farnsworth to Mill. Northbound Veterans Memorial, 75th, much of the way to St. Charles, and Army Trail to 290. That's traffic. I'm Jim Talamonte from the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center on AM 560 The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Breezy, chilly, clouds and sun today will top out at 44. Currently 38. Next news coming up at 9. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by Papa Nicholas Coffee. Papa Nicholas Coffee, roasted fresh daily in Batavia, Illinois.
You want more than just the headlines? Find out what's going on and what it means with me, Dennis Prager, this morning at 11, right here on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Silver linings yesterday, and most people focusing on Republican Senate pickups. Most people of the conservative political persuasion focusing on the Senate pickups. We talked a little bit to Selena Zito about somewhat of a surprise victory by Mike DeWine holding the governor's mansion in the Republican Party in Ohio, a key state, obviously, when you think about presidential politics.
Yeah.
There's people thinking about that. I mean, think about some local races in their state. One of the things I think that's underappreciated is how much more we're going to be hearing from the intellectuals of the Democrat majority in the House. No more pronounced intellectual idea person than Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. And again, if you haven't heard her hold forth on matters, healthcare policy and economics, then you're really missing out. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez sat down on a porch stoop.
That's where she likes to hang, man, with the peeps.
AOC from the block.
What? I'm sorry, AOC from
the block. Don't be fooled by the rocks that she's got.
I'm still AOC from the block.
Yeah.
Used to have a little, now I have a lot.
Now
I'm
do it with
congressional member.
Now do it with Jorge Ramos, who interviewed
Don't be
her.
fooled by the blocks that I got. I'm still Jorge Ramos from the block. Used
Yeah.
to have a little, but now I'm not.
It's great. Now I got a Facebook show because I am not. Is he no longer with Univision? I have no idea. Don't care. They sat down to talk a little bit of the big ideas emanating from the left. You heard from Nancy Pelosi last night, like Medicare for all. You heard it from Spalding here in Illinois, same kind of thing. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, get used to 2 years of her elevation and cable news channels, and it'll be interesting to see if Nancy Pelosi goes along with it.
Medicare for all. Is it too expensive?
No. People often say, like, how are you going to pay for it? And I find the question so puzzling because how do you pay for something that's more affordable? How do you pay for cheaper rent? How do you pay for, you just pay for it. We're paying more now. So it's not that we're saying this whole system is free. Yeah. It's saying it is free of cost at the point of service. So that means that you're not delaying going to the dentist. You're not, because you don't have the cash at the point of service.
Number 9, tuition-free public universities for all. Who'll pay for that?
So we already pay for tuition-free K through 12. And in the same way that we made a decision as a country to say we need to educate people to a 12th grade level, our economy has evolved, and that means we need to make the decision to educate people to a trade school or collegiate level.
So we can afford that?
Absolutely.
Was she speaking English?
I'm dizzy. I mean, I'm literally dizzy from those explanations for Medicare for all and free public university, but I'm not that bright, so we need to enlist somebody a little smarter. Matthew Cottonetti, he's the editor of the Washington Free Beacon, contributing editor to the Weekly Standard, and he joins us now. Matthew, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
So that's some of the sort of intellectual ammo that's going to be provided as talking points for the left, I presume, while most of what the House Democrats are going to do is just to try and tie up the White House with investigations. Is that a fair assessment?
Right. Well, you know, the media spotlight has been on the brilliant Ocasio-Cortez since she won that upset last July. She is not going to be a major influence in the Democratic majority beginning next year, and the real driver of that majority will be, as it has been since 2002, Nancy Pelosi. And you're right. While they tie up the administration as best they can with the investigations, they are going to be moving policy-wise, I think, probably for some, prescription drug measures and probably an infrastructure bill. But here's the thing, though. They only have the House. And, as Republicans experience this, after Republicans took the House in 2010, there's not much you can do when you only have the House of Representatives. Not only are you going to be checked by an eventual presidential veto, but you're going to be checked by the Senate. And so I don't see a lot of policy coming from this Democratic House unless both the White House and Pelosi decide that they want to make some compromises on issues like infrastructure, prescription drugs, immigration, and entitlement.
Are you factoring in the otherworldly power of having a Native American lesbian in the caucus? Because Van Jones says this is very important.
Right. And well, the funny thing to me is whatever Van Jones says, how did the Democrats win their majority? Well, they won their majority by running basically middle-of-the-road candidates in suburban districts. It's the same way Democrats have won the majority in 2006. Right now, actually, they're underperforming their 2006 gains. They won 31 seats in 2006. Right now, they're winning 26, and they might get up to 29. So they're underperforming what they did in 2006. So when I think of this new majority, you're thinking people like, Spamberger, who won that close race in Virginia 7.
Bratt.
Against Dave Bratt. You're looking at the kind of moderate types. They're not the identity politics left. They're not the Ocasio-Cortez left. So what they're going to do, and I think they're under some conflicting pressures here, because obviously they're going to interpret their victory, the Democrats will, as a rebuke of Trump, to send a message on Trump, check Trump, and investigate Trump. Not that, I find that amusing because Trump is like the most scrutinized president in my lifetime, right? But whatever. Now the Democrats are going to do it. But on the other hand, here's the thing about these races. They're all tight. They are all tight. If you look at Virginia 7, it's like a few thousand votes. What this means is they're going to have to hew somewhat near the middle if they want to keep their seats. And so I'm very interested in what the Democratic House majority is going to do. I think they're going to easily screw this up. I mean, think about it. This Party of Youth and Progress has put into leadership in the House a group of politicians whose collective age is older than the United States. You have the 79-year-old Pelosi, you have the 80-year-old Steny Hoyer. I think Clyburn's 78. If Barbara Lee from California gets in, she's like a sprightly 72, I think, in that number 4 position. And so you're going to have great tensions within the caucus. Not ideological tensions, demographic tensions in terms of the generations. And meanwhile, they're going to pass these bills that are going to go nowhere once they reach the Senate.
Well, looking at the larger picture in 2020, Republicans lost a lot of governorships last night. Illinois, Wisconsin, Scott Walker lost. We lost in Michigan and Pennsylvania, and those are key states when it comes to the 2020 election for president. How is President Trump going to work with that?
I don't think it matters. I'm a contrarian on this. Look, they lost these states. Why did they lose these states? Well, it's 8 years after they won them in 2010. And when they won them in 2010, did that affect the 2012 presidential result? No. Obama won all of these states 2 years after he lost the governorships and Senate races in them. What's interesting to me is, even though you're right, they lost Wisconsin. Now, look, Scott Walker's already been elected 3 times, right? He was elected the first time, then they had the recall, then he was elected to his second term. He was trying for a 4th electoral victory, and he lost, a narrow loss. So you have that, but meanwhile, you have Mike DeWine winning in Ohio, you have Kim Reynolds in Iowa, and you have the big one, which is DeSantis in Florida, all Republican. So to that extent, I actually think it's a very mixed message. I think Republicans were expecting a far worse night in the governor's mansions and state houses than they actually had. So this isn't a blue wave. The way I'm conceiving it is almost a blue whirlpool. There are certain areas of the country that just clearly are turned off by President Trump and his behavior, his rhetoric, and his policies. But the thing is, it's not the entire country. They're pockets, and these tend to be the pockets that are suburban or urban suburban, and filled with basically people who have high levels of schooling, and just don't. They just are repelled by it. Once you go beyond those places, though,
right?
Trump is doing fine.
We call those people low information voters. Yeah.
Right,
term
They're
for
the
it.
MSNBC voter.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They're watching MSNBC. They read the New York Times. They watch CNN, and they think the world is falling apart. And then you go beyond that line, that suburban line, to people who are, they're just kind of, maybe they're watching Trump, they kind of like him. They don't pay much attention to politics. Most Americans don't pay much attention to politics, and the country's doing pretty well.
I wanted to get your take on the other side of so much focus on the Democrats since they took over, but with Paul Ryan exiting, did Kevin McCarthy become the House Minority Leader, and what kind of leadership team are we going to have among House Republicans and their posture and interaction with McConnell's majority over in the Senate?
Sure. Well, I think the loss actually makes McCarthy's position a little bit stronger. He will be challenged. I think Jim Jordan already threw his hat in the ring to challenge the minority leadership position. But, the Republican House minority might want a tactician like McCarthy. It's really what he is. He's also a very savvy political operator, and so they're going to think about, well, how do we get this majority back? It is not out of the realm of possibility that you get it back even 2 years from now. So I think they might want McCarthy. How does that interact with McConnell? I don't really know. The big players now, of course, will be Pelosi, McConnell, and Trump. And they're going to have, I think we will have serious budget negotiations. I think that will be happening. I'm not sure in what direction. Typically, when you have divided government spending goes down. I'm not sure that's going to happen this time. McConnell, of course, with an expanded majority, is going to continue confirming those constitutionalist, originalist judges, which has been the real hallmark an achievement of the Trump presidency to date. And now he has more of a buffer if you have another Supreme Court seat open up in the next 2 years. So, I'd be happy if I'm Mitch McConnell. I'd be disappointed if you're a House Republican. Though let's be honest here, it's not like the House Republicans were really a bustle of activity over the last year. They passed that tax bill last December. They really haven't done anything since. They didn't really have a message going into this House election. So you're probably like, well, how do we recover? How do we get back in the majority, which is conceivable, if not 2 years, then certainly down the road.
And the Senate Republicans upgrading both in Arizona and Tennessee, one could argue, and having a little bit more margin for error for that next Supreme Court justice, so we don't have to rely on Susan Collins to do her William Jennings Bryan impersonation next go around.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, and a more conservative Senate GOP, too. I mean, you look at Josh Hawley defeating Claire McCaskill. Hawley met his wife while clerking for Justice Roberts.
Right.
He is a serious intellect in addition to being a serious conservative. I think he's going to make a great senator. I'm excited to have him on the way to Washington, D.C. Rick Scott. I mean, look at Rick Scott. There's probably going to be an automatic recount there, but I think there were automatic recounts for his other two victories as governor. This guy, he spends a lot of his own money in all these races, but he is a fighter and effective. And when he was in the governor's office for the last 8 years, had fairly positive job approval because he's a competent executive. I'm interested to see how he manages in Mitch McConnell's Senate. And let's not forget, Mitt Romney is on his way to Washington, D.C.
Well,
so you're going to have Mitt there in the mix as well, So the Senate, I think, will be very interesting. You got Mike Braun, who, and this is fascinating. The same thing happened in the Senate races this year as happened 4 years ago in 2014, where the Senate polling showed extremely tight races in 2014, and it ended up being Republican blowouts. I think of Tom Cotton, who I think the polls right before Election Day 2014 had Tom, up to, he ended up winning by, I think, 14 points.
Yeah.
And then you look at what Hawley did to McCaskill. You look at Kramer. You look at Braun. And I think that Braun, there were some polls going into Election Day that had Donnelly up. Braun did great. So I think he proved himself as well. And then, so then we're looking for a very close race in Arizona with McSally. It looks like she should be able to pull it out. And we're still waiting. I think there's about 86% of the vote in Montana, and right now Rosendale's up, but I'm not sure if that's going to hold.
He is Matthew Continetti, editor of the Washington Free Beacon, contributing editor to the Weekly Standard. Matthew, thanks as always for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer.
The school year started just a short time ago, but it's not too late for your son or daughter to get the outstanding education and preparation for life that St. John's Northwestern Military Academy offers with their ongoing enrollment program. For years, St. John's Northwestern Military Academy has served young men and is now an excellent co-ed environment. Not a school for troubled kids, but one that will prepare young men and women for college by focusing on rigorous academics and leadership with a safe, secure, and structured environment free from distractions that's conducive to successful learning. St. John's Northwestern Military Academy in the beautiful Lake Country region of southeast Wisconsin inspires personal growth through a commitment to excellence in academics, spiritual, and character development, athletics, and their military traditions. And there's still time to enroll your son or daughter for this school year. Call 1-800-SJ-CADET. That's 1-800-SJ-CADET. Or visit their website, sjnma.org. That's sjnma.org.
Signature Bank is Chicago's fastest growing independently owned business bank. It's a bank where relationships still matter. Signature Bank knows your name and your story. I'm Dan Proft, and I know this because Signature Bank is my business bank.
I'm Gina Labus, President and CEO of Mid-States Glass and Metal and a customer of Signature Bank since 2011. As we expanded our business into all aspects of the glass and metal industry, we needed a bank who could grow along with us. That's when we met Mick O'Rourke, co-founder of Signature Bank. Mick and his team took the time to understand the ebbs and flows of our business. they worked with us to find a solution that would support our growth. Mid-States Glass and Metal is proud to work with Signature Bank because they support Chicagoland women-owned businesses like mine.
Signature Bank is looking for their next success story. To learn more about turning your business vision into reality, visit signaturebank.bank. Signature Bank, helping local businesses succeed. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I thought I had a sinus headache for a few days, but I had a massive brain aneurysm, hemorrhage of the brain, and a stroke. And I was on my deathbed. I was on a respirator in a coma for 35 days. And 3 months later, I came home in a wheelchair. I had double vision. I had to learn to walk again, to speak again. 1 and 1 is 2, write the alphabet. You know, if I went out and did a little something, I'd come home, I'd be in bed. Now I'm up by like 5:30 in the morning, and I go to the gym. I do shopping. I cook. I have energy all day. I mean, I feel great. Overall, my whole outlook, just feeling, my mental aspect, everything is better.
For a limited time, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first preferred set of fruits and veggies and have them shipped to you free. Call 800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751, or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
If you're self-employed and purchase your own health insurance, I have some good news. From now until December 15th, you cannot be denied coverage based on a pre-existing condition, and depending on your income, you may find a more affordable plan. And this year, thanks to President Trump, if you're healthy and your income is too high to qualify for a subsidy, there is a new and competitive non-Obamacare marketplace where premiums are much lower